Hello, everybody. This is a little practice stream for our upcoming sixth round of the 2023 Save Data Racing season, which will be in the Copa Montana utility truck cars, also known as Utes, at Long Beach. The race will be Saturday night. I'll get the reservation posted shortly after this, but I figured I may as well test the stream and make sure things are all good to go for Saturday. So I got Night Rose with me.
G'day.
And during the regular race, we'll be joined also by Turtle and JLW, but I think for this practice, it's just going to be us. And
I assume JLW, but we'll see. I still need to actually ask him whether he is joining, but yes.
Yeah. But for today, we're going to do a 50-lap practice race. I think the main race is going to be 158-ish laps.
Yep, 158, so 500 kilometers.
Just under a third of the distance to test out.
Yeah.
Get some final reps in. I feel pretty good. I had some good practices off stream, so
I've had some good shorter practices. I think I had, two practices on 50-lap races. One of them went well, the other didn't. So my main thing is just I need to practice my consistency. As usual, basically.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So,
consistency is the thing for me, too.
Yeah.
I definitely got it down pat by the time I was kind of at the end of my 75-lap race that I did, but I definitely still kind of cooked it into the wall a little too hard, but I I really focused in, and man, I was flying on those soft tires, I tell you what.
Nice. I've actually I think we've both managed to get into the 24s. I don't remember exactly whether yours was like low or mid 24. I've managed to get high 24 on hard tires, which is nice.
That's pretty darn cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine was a 124.6, so...
Okay, yeah. Best I've done, I think it was a 124.9 or 124.8.
Yeah, but...
And yeah, that was on hards.
It felt exhilarating.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know where I know there was a world record, but I don't see it listed.
Yeah, that's weird.
On the thing.
I didn't even take notice of that.
I mean, the world record was like a 124.3-ish, I remember, so we weren't too far off.
Yeah.
Which is kind of exciting.
Yes, that's not bad. But, I guess the servers might just be having problems or something. Who knows?
That's fine, yeah. But I love this car. I love this track. It's a nice combo.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Should be a good race. I feel like I can give you a run for your money this particular week.
Yeah, probably. I think this is definitely going to be a chance for you to get some points.
Yeah. I'm going to do my best.
You've been doing really well. Lag spike. I should probably actually turn off wallpaper engine.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I don't want to jinx anything, but if I can survive the lags...
Are you in the game yet, or...?
I'm loading. I might not.
Okay, I was going to say. Because I was just saying on your stream you were still on the loading screen. Yeah.
I mean, I'm still on the loading screen in the game, too. It hasn't loaded for me. Is it loaded for you?
It has, which is strange.
Are we getting...
If it doesn't load in the next, couple minutes, I'll get you to host then.
Strange.
Yeah. Or I could also just do a quick speed test just to wake my internet up. Let me do that.
Alright. Yeah, I was just gonna say, the thing that I need to survive the most is leg spikes. I feel like if I don't have a badly timed leg spike, I'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we both kind of need to try and survive that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it can affect anybody, and especially if like Turtle is hosting while we actually do it, then you might be more prone to it as well. But I mean, heck, I was prone to it pretty well during the Indy 500, and I was not streaming, but I was hosting.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a crapshoot.
Huh. I'm actually shocked by how consistent my internet is being today. Normally, like, on the speed test, the download goes up to, like, 80 something and then sort of falls back to about 70. This time it was just consistently 82 the entire way through. And the upload was consistently 34 the entire way through.
Ha.
So
I don't know what
that's
happened,
actually
but
impressively consistent.
I am stuck on this loading screen.
I'm guessing it has something to do with the world record not loading.
Maybe. Maybe there's something to that.
Should we reset the lobby and try again?
Yeah, we can give that a shot.
Right. I shall exit out. You may have to restart the game.
Yeah, that's fine. I should have switched over to the
Yeah,
loading
alright.
screen, so
I'll
get rid of it.
try hosting again. If it doesn't work again, see if it works with you hosting.
This is partly why I think this. Oh, the MS2 is just not responding.
Did it crash?
I don't know, but like I opened Task Manager because I like just tried to exit out, and it's like, meh. But then it's like I open Task Manager, it's like not responding. And I'm like, great, awesome, cool. Let's try again.
Brilliant
man.
start to this practice stream.
This is a live look at working out the kinks.
Yeah. Always the case.
All right, I'm back in.
Alright. Let me reinvite, yeah.
Let's try this.
Alright. Attempt number 2. Just waiting on your livery.
Yeah,
We shall begin.
gotta swap the livery again. Alright. Picking light blue as I usually do.
Alright.
Yeah, maybe there was like a weird thing. Maybe I like bumped something because it was like, oh, do you want to exit to desktop? And I was like, I didn't mean to do that, but then
okay.
it like transitioned.
World record's back, by the way.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
apparently matched the world record. If
Yeah,
that is to be believed.
124.6. Huh.
Huh. I mean, I know it was like not in time trial, it was
job
in a
with you,
race, but
Yeah.
damn.
To be fair, though, it should be easier in a race just because time trial actually doesn't let you use assists. Or not time trial doesn't let you use assists, so
that's fair.
because obviously it wants everyone who's setting those record lap times to be on even ground. Whereas obviously in the race here, we're using like ABS, traction control. I don't know if you've got stability control on as well, but yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense as to why, but
Yeah, so we can probably have an easier time of matching the world record pace.
Your exit's clear. Don't cross the white line. Okay, KG. We've got 9 minutes to do the business. Your brakes are cold.
If we could match that without the assist, now that would be impressive.
I won't say that I'm capable of that quite yet, but
I am definitely not capable of that. I rely heavily on ABS.
I mean, I rely heavily on lots of stuff. I'm just here to have fun.
Yeah.
And if I could get better over time, you know, cool.
Exactly.
But... So how's the
I am
stream
very
look?
much. Look, make sure I don't crash into a wall. Hang on.
Oh, yeah.
On your left.
Also, that guy just
Clear left.
totally...
Yeah, stream looks good.
Sweet. Alright. Thank yous. After I got rear-ended by that guy.
Okay.
Try and give myself a little distance.
See if I can get a lap time in here, though I am pretty close to an orange car ahead of me. So.
So I see that SVG is coming back too, in addition to Kostecki.
Yeah, I noticed that. So that should be interesting, considering those two are definitely on the high end of amazing drivers out here.
Yeah.
And if I recall correctly, Kostecki has NASCAR experience already.
Oh, he's done something before?
Yeah, I don't think he's raced in like the full-on Cup Series, but he has driven a NASCAR or raced in a NASCAR series before.
Like the Xfinity series or trucks, maybe?
Yeah, it might have been the Xfinity series.
Oh, sure.
And then, because I think he did that before he came back out, back to Australia to do supercars.
Nice.
Which is also part of why he's so comfortable in the Gen 3 cars.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah.
But yeah, it'll be interesting because I know Supercars posted a clip on Twitter. It was like, hey, at NASCAR, this is how SVG and Kostecki do it down here. And it was a clip of their fight for the lead at, was it Wanneroo Raceway in Western Australia, which was actually a really good fight.
Nice.
They were on each other's ass the entire time.
That's awesome.
So, definitely expect some good racing from those two.
8th place.
Indy.
The guy behind has just done a 127.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, it is more of a traditional road course, so the NASCAR guys have a little bit more experience with that, but, you know, still.
Yeah, but it's still a car that these two are kind of familiar with, and yeah, even though their strong points are definitely going to be more on the street courses over the NASCAR guys, it's not like we don't
Sector
do
1 is
zero road
0.38
courses.
off the pace. The guy ahead
Well,
has
yeah,
just
and
done
also,
a
too, like,
0.87.
street course experience or not, the Chicago conditions were very...
Oh yeah, the rain and stuff.
Like,
That
of course,
massively-
Chicago has the, like, biggest rain in years, and certainly all year, just in general. On the day they're supposed to, on the weekend they're going to have their big, you know,
Which
event.
is another
Two is
thing that went
0.5
really
off the
well
pace.
for
Fastest
Shane,
lap for
because he's great at wet weather stuff.
125.15.
Sorry, I missed that because the crew chief was in my ear.
Another thing that worked out really well for Shane, because he's great at wet weather stuff.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, he had to march his way through the field, so like...
Okay, KG, 5
did.
minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
To be fair, he made us some
Sector
rain
3 is
marks
2/10
sort of
off the
towards
pace.
the end when it was dry, so... there is also
Yeah. And you know, it is a new street
Ouch.
course, so
that. Okay.
anything could have happened and stuff, so... I would have gone if I wasn't doing the LA stuff, but maybe next year if they come back, as long as the silly
Right.
city politics doesn't get in the way. But
Oh, God.
if anything, the race ended up being a lot more entertaining than I think people were worried it would be.
Yeah.
Because like I think street racing is cool, but it doesn't always have the best
obviously-
reputation of being like the most
Yeah,
exciting, and especially because NASCAR fans are used to ovals where,
Brake temperatures are okay.
obviously.
you know,
There's-
it's a lot more closer than like road courses where it's like, you know, when a guy puts a whooping on the field at the road course, that doesn't mean the race is bad. It just means that guy, you know, sometimes it's fun to see like a person just put on a clinic too.
Overshot my pit.
That's your quickest lap in this session.
Yeah,
Sector
yeah.
3 is a tenth off the pace.
It's a lot more sort of luck reliant on a oval. Obviously, yeah, there is still skill, but you can't deny that a lot of it is luck, trying to be in the right position at the right time.
Yeah, and especially depending
So-
on the oval, like,
Yeah, so it's a lot harder for someone to dominate on an oval race.
although it still can happen. So,
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
but again, it kind of
Whereas,
depends
yeah,
on the oval. Like, obviously,
Yeah,
Daytona
yeah.
is designed to be very close quarters, so like it'll be interesting if SVG does go full time. Like, I feel like the short tracks and the flat tracks, you know, should probably be pretty
Yeah.
good, but
Sector 2 is 0.7 off
the
the
really
pace.
like high banked will be interesting to see how he would adapt to that, or like stuff like drafting at Daytona.
Which, it isn't to say that he doesn't even have experience with that, because he does a lot of iRacing. He's one of the ones
The
that
guy
do
behind has just
iRacing
done
all
a
the time. I think
126.45.
he's done plenty of, like, oval NASCAR racing in there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
counts
think-
for something.
Like,
P2, that's your quickest
I
lap
think the
in this
main
session.
supercars guys that you'll pretty much always find on iRacing are Shane Van Gisbergen, Anton Di Pasquale,
2 minutes to go,
and
2 minutes.
maybe Brody Kostecki, I think, if I recall correctly.
Oop.
It was one of the Kostecki brothers or cousins or whatever. I think it's Brody. I don't think it was Jake.
Oh, I didn't realize
the
there
other
was more
There's
than
Sector
one.
1 is
three.
0.9
There are
off the
3
pace.
Kosteckis that race in supercars,
Ha.
which is slightly confusing.
Well, I mean, you know, there are plenty of
Because you have
families in NASCAR that have that too, I guess.
yeah, because you got Brody Kostecki, Jake Kostecki, and Kurt Kostecki.
Ha. I
Which
guess I
is-
just haven't heard the other two in the races, unless they're in like
We're running on
lower-
fumes, mate.
Yeah, they're usually not as high up in the field as Brody.
Fair enough.
And I think they're still kind of new to the main game stuff. I mainly recognize them from the Dunlop series and the support stuff.
Okay.
So yeah, I've seen them more in like the Dunlop series and like Porsche Carrera Cup, stuff like that. But I think they're in the main game now, all 3 of them. Yeah, it just kind of reminds me of
2 tenths off the pace in
back in the
sector 3.
days we had the Kelly brothers, Rick Kelly and Todd Kelly, which
Mm.
was always fun to see.
Right
Yeah.
side, clear right.
But I guess that just kind of happens. Like, you know, in IndyCar, there's always been various Andrettis. In NASCAR,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of brothers
Sector 1 is 0.9 off the pace.
and stuff racing against each other. You know, and a lot of
Yeah,
times there'll be like one brother who's like really good, and then the others are kind of like not as great.
Hold your line.
Right, yeah.
Also, I'm just gonna abort that lap because I was side by side going into that turn, and I think I'm close to being out of gas anyways. So,
I just got lap time invalidated on my final one, so.
Whew. It's tough to put in a
Yeah.
lap. Like these CPUs make you work for it at least.
On 110, yeah, definitely.
You know, you got to make sure you get a like clean lap. But
For sure, yeah. We managed to do 25-25, so that's not too bad.
yeah.
think. Again, you're slightly faster than me in the final sector, which I think from our previous experience together here, that's normal. You can
Yeah, I
always do
think
the final
so.
corner better than I can.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm something about those like tight hairpins. Like, they're just fun. Like I love I love that like chicane at the end of Spa.
Right, yeah.
That's like
The bus stop.
yeah, where it's
I think
like
it's called.
more than 90 degrees.
Yeah, that's a tight one.
Like
It's probably a bit too tight for F1 cars, but hey.
they make it work, but I remember having a blast with it in the Mazda.
P2, 50 laps.
Edit setup.
Yeah, let's edit that setup.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to pit once for this one because again, I think our fuel tanks usually last about 30 laps, 29 laps. I think on average I get to about lap 29 before I need to refuel. So
Yeah. Wait, 29?
it says 33 at first, but like I usually
Okay,
get to 29 just because of how hard I end up pushing.
sure, that makes sense. Yeah, it's like it's 33 usually, but I
Yeah, it
guess.
says 33, but I struggle to reach 30.
Well, yeah, and I
Unless
guess it
do
makes sense.
Heavy fuel saving.
Because in my test race, there were like a couple cautions early where it's like, oh, I pitted on lap 33. Well, that makes sense. But
Okay,
so I just kind of thought like, wow, you really just don't save a lot of fuel on.
Yeah, no, I
but-
did a 30 lap race the other day, which was actually a pretty good experience because it required me to do fuel saving because there was no mandatory pit stop, so I knew the AIs weren't going to pit. So I pretty much just had to
Alright, KG,
make my
get
fuel
ready.
tank last for 30 laps, which meant I had to do quite a bit of fuel
Green,
saving.
let's go.
throughout there. And it did mean I was under attack from the AIs for most of that race.
Yeah. Fortunately, I did the thing again where I like shifted into second because I'm still not 100% like used
Still gotta get
to
used
the
to the yeah.
the
On your
other
right.
way of doing
Clear
the,
right.
The way I taught you.
Yeah, I tried to make it work, but
Left
also
side.
that guy went super wide
Hold
into
your line. Hold your line. Clear
I,
left.
sh- I
Last
passed
light.
him where you probably don't usually pass guys.
God. Definitely terrifying having a lag spike in the middle of a corner.
Yeah, that does sound scary.
Yeah.
It's
I
one
know-
thing if it's on the straight and I have time to prepare, but
Yeah. Yeah, I know if I start in first place like I have, even a 110 AI, I can kind of pull away from them and just, as long as I stay consistent, I can keep that lead.
yeah, same. But
It's just a matter of over 150 laps trying to stay consistent.
stay consistent, not make the mistakes that
Yeah.
a lot of
So I
times
think
will
the
affect.
sheer length of the race is what will sort of balance it out. Because there's no way I'm going to do 158 laps mistake-free.
Same.
So that'll balance it out even if we're still kind of pulling away from the AIs here.
And also, too, eventually, like, the pit strategy and stuff, you know,
Yeah, that too
And-
as well. Trying to sort that out because I think the AIs are better at fuel saving than we are.
yeah, and, like, lap traffic will become a thing, and,
Yep.
you never know, there could be a random caution for something.
Indeed. I've managed to get through a lot of my practices without having to worry about cautions, which is quite nice. They do happen occasionally.
Clear right.
I've managed to have a lot of green flag running.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously we don't want to bump the AIs up too much since we still have Turtle and that.
Yeah.
And that's not a dig at Turtle for anyone watching, or if Turtle's watching. Turtle just doesn't do as much practice as we do.
Yeah. Also, I haven't quite escaped from the CPUs yet,
The guy
so
behind has just done a 126.74.
I'm, you know,
We're still within shot of them. Be a little bit more careful, me. That was a slight impact with the wall, and I've got 5% on
Cold tyres, we need to
Won't
get
make a
some
difference,
heated.
but still damage. I could do without.
yeah. Plus, you know, it is time loss too,
Yeah.
however minor it might be.
The gap to behind is now 0.43.
Sure. I've got the fuel strategy set. Because with this one, we shouldn't have to... Another thing we noticed is these tires should last about 2 fuel stints, about 60 laps or so. So we shouldn't have to change tires in this race.
New fastest lap for 126.68.
But we
B2,
managed
that
to
was
get, well, assuming you're on hards, you
126.32.
should be able to
The
get
guy
through
behind has
this
just
whole
done a
race without too many tires,
126.48.
in theory.
Yeah, I used hards.
Yeah.
Your front tyres are cold.
I will double check those fuel numbers with crew chief later. You can tell I was playing around with my menu because you guys caught up to me a bit.
Ah, fair enough. Yeah, the CPU's hanging on pretty good.
Yeah, like, that's the one thing with 110 AI is like, yes, I can pull away from them without too much challenge, but also, if I spend a few laps not going full pace, they will catch up. So
Yeah,
that's
so they
good.
keep you honest.
Yeah.
Honestly, they're doing a lot better than when I
New
was
fastest lap for 126.30.
doing it like alone. I don't know if it was. Well, when I was alone, I made some mistakes, and I also didn't have damage, so like I was kind of playing catch up in a lot of ways.
Right.
And you know, a lot of my original fighting was with like the lower place guys that are, you know,
Yeah.
gonna be easy to
Okay,
pass.
BG, the fuel window opens
Yeah,
on
yeah.
lap 11.
I didn't
and it should
spend
close
like
on lap
a ton of
30.
time in front of like the best in class. And by the time I did, I was like just kind of all warmed up and
Yeah.
but honestly, it's not bad.
Slow in, fast out. Keep the
practice
inside line
to,
covered. High temperatures are good.
You know,
Nah, it's pretty good to start sort of further back. A lot of because any of these races where I've had just qualifying, I've pretty much just been starting either on first place or second place, so I haven't had too much practice with proper racing here.
well, even that for like me, it's like, oh well,
Fastest
I
lap
know they're
for
right behind me, but I'm not like kind of
126,
letting it get to
122.
me. Like I'm not like, you know, and especially because I can kind of get away from them a little bit on this front straight.
Yeah. Yeah, they're pretty slow on the front straight coming out of that final corner. I think they're slow coming out of the final corner onto the front straight and the corner going into the back straight. That's where they're weakest.
Yeah, I feel
Going
like
onto the
they
back
can kind of
straight is
get
where
close
I
to
can
me
catch.
here, because this is probably my weaker
Yeah.
part on the track, but like,
Same.
it kind of evens out.
Yeah, same. Because, like, this corner here that I'm going through onto this straight, almost like 99% of the time, I can get a much
Car
better
right,
run than
clear
the
right.
other way. So this is pretty much, like, this straight is where I
You're
make
right.
a lot of my passes.
Still there.
See, he's
Still
trying
there.
to pass me
Way
here.
faster.
Hold your line. Clear right.
Oh, KG, come on, mate, defend your position. Right, the guy ahead of us is...
The champion.
Car left. Clear left.
But then I got him back on the,
Nice.
might have run him up into the wall just a little bit, but I didn't touch him, I just kind of went
Yeah,
wide, and
That's all right.
whatever. It's a CPU, no one's gonna
exactly.
be too mad
Also,
about it.
considering I still haven't really figured out how to do, like, a nickname based on Waluigi Cubed for crew chief to actually read out, I feel like I should probably just use the name that you use in your crew chief and just put KG.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Because I can't get it to say Waluigi, I can't get it to say Cubed or Cube or whatever. So,
I mean, the Waluigi is one thing. I'm a little surprised that Cube isn't just... But, I mean, who is named Cube? To be fair.
But then again, who's named Turtle?
True.
It reads Turtle perfectly fine.
Car right. Hold your line. Clear right.
Whoop. Didn't give him enough room.
Your suspension's going to need sorting, you'll need to come in.
What? That did that much suspension damage? Come on.
Oh no.
It does feel kind of iffy.
See if it loses you too much speed over a lap, I guess.
I guess he just hit me, like, enough that it...
P3.
Ha. Yeah, nah. I'm definitely not...
Actually, I think when I
On your
reset
left.
the damage,
Hold
because
your line.
with practice with Turtle, we did turn it off just
Still
for
there.
the race.
Clear left.
When I reset it back on, it might have gone back to max damage instead of medium damage like we normally run. So that
okay,
could
maybe.
also be a problem. Because I noticed I was getting higher damage than I previously was as well.
Yeah, I'm getting bodied now.
Alright.
You've got cold
Could
front
need
tyres.
another restart if that is the case. But we'll see how we
Right
go.
side.
Up to you, I guess. What you wanna-
Still there. Clear right.
Well, let's see. So, we got 8 laps.
On your right. Clear right.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
can
we
still
can also-
drive, I'm just kind of, like, not
Yeah.
optimal right now.
Yeah.
But I'm also, like, kind of mid-pack, so, like, maybe I can hold off. Ooh. When I go into a braking zone, though, I do have to kind of catch it. But, you know, this isn't, like, the worst practice either.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely be good to get some practice in with suspension damage, because chances are we're going to have some.
So,
There's a
honestly, I
very
think what I'm
high
going to
likelihood of
do...
us doing damage to our suspension through this race. So.
Uh-oh.
P14, the gap to Torres.
I had a
Ahead
lag
is now
spike, but it was on
4.6.
the straightaway, so...
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. No harm, no foul.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the fastest, but I think what I'm going to try and do is just make it to... Let's see, if you have to pit on lap.
Okay, KG,
I think the
don't let this guy distract you.
refueling window is around lap 20, 21.
So I might try and just make it there and see how I do.
I'd say
Pit
maybe get
early.
a couple laps, cut maybe a couple laps past just to get comfortably into the window so you can get to the end without having to worry
Left
about
side,
fuel
clear
saving.
left.
But
Yeah. Well, I just
I think-
slid it.
Cruise
Keep pushing,
command will
we might get him
probably
back.
tell you when the window opens anyway.
Car right. Hold your
Or
line,
if you
clear
use it,
right.
it says when the fuel window opens.
I'm gonna have to go in. I have
Right
100%
side,
back end.
Oh, okay.
still there.
Oh, okay, well, that's unfortunate.
Clear right.
Yeah,
Right
I'm
side,
kind of just getting
clear right. On your
bodied
left.
by these cars now.
Clear left.
Do we want to reset it
Suspension's
back to
completely
medium?
knackered. There's nothing we can do there.
Maybe we should if that's what we're
Car
gonna do.
right.
So track them at warning there.
Because I was like,
retire.
you know, I got hit
Ezekiel is now
in the
lead.
tire, and like, I guess I understand that would be a problem, but also, I was
Yeah.
surprised at how light the hit was and how much it.
Yeah,
Did.
when you have max damage on it, it massively increases the amount of damage.
That's fair.
There's realism settings. Yeah, it's at max. Whoops.
Ah.
I think high is probably more of sort of a realistic line, and then yeah, medium is just generally more comfortable for us.
Yeah. All good.
Yep. More practice.
More practice. I got some practice with a roughed up car.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get to practice the start again, make sure I don't F that up.
Yeah, that's also gonna be good.
Yeah. I was holding them off pretty good, but I did kind of cut one of the guys off in the heading down the back straight, so in a way I kind of deserved my fate, but you know, I also thought I had room, or it was like thinking that I had a stronger car maybe.
Right.
All clear. Push now. We've got 9 minutes to settle up.
That's you right behind me.
Oh, that's you, okay.
Got cold
And in the
brakes
back
all
of the
red.
car. I also do wonder if we should set it to the correct number of AIs just so we don't get confused with duplicate liveries. Assuming it actually does the proper, like, no duplicate liveries with the correct AIs in multiplayer, because I know in single player it does to do that.
Well, I noticed in
Should
single
do
player
that
I
in
couldn't
multiplayer.
get 32 cars. I only got like
Yeah, you have to change the mode of the grid, I think. So by
Oh.
default it's set to like max available, but you can set it to custom, and then you can get 32.
okay. I was
So
wondering about
max
that.
available will be, you know, the max available liveries. Or whichever one is lower, I guess. The max available liveries or max available pit slots.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why we do like when we do this in single player, we get like 24 AIs or 23 AIs, just because there's 24 liveries.
I mean, I don't mind duplicate liveries. I don't think it's gonna change how I race.
I don't
I'm
mind
not
it,
gonna...
but it's just a matter of like, I like having the names turned off, especially on this track.
Sure.
And it's easier to recognize each other's liveries if there's no dupes.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, then yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it the whole time, and while I do like the 32 build, I feel like always doing 32 isn't necessarily the most realistic either.
That's also true. That's also fair.
Especially considering we keep changing categories in cars. So, yeah, it's probably nice to just go with the livery number.
All right, yeah. And at the end of the day, if there's 32 CPUs or 24 or whatever, it's not
Yeah, it's not too
gonna
bad.
be like
On your right.
too bad overall.
Clear right.
But
Yeah, there's not that much of a difference, really.
Okay, KG. You've had a bit of suspension damage. It's probably
The only
alright.
difference you'll really start noticing is when you go like below 20, I guess. But even then, like, if there's below 20, then chances are that set of cars
Left
is
side.
probably pretty good with a field below 20.
Clear left.
Because, like, for example,
leader's
like a
just done it,
go-kart field,
126,
which will be like
70.
10 people, that's not too bad from a field of 10 people.
P5.
Sure.
Especially considering go-kart ones you're usually doing a go-kart
The guy
track,
ahead's
so
last lap time
you won't
is
have room for many
127,
more.
146.
It would be fun for a joke to have, like, you know, the bonus round to be like, how many of these cars can we fit onto the...
Yeah, I think one of the, because I went through some of the, sorry, excuse me,
Sector 1 is
some of the
0,
go-kart
128
tracks,
off the pace.
see which ones could be really fun and used for future rounds. And I think one of the ones I did try sort of using 2 separate classes of go-karts just to see how much I could fit onto that track, and yeah, it was about 15, I think. So chances are the go-kart track's probably only allowed
Sector
to
2's
about
2
15,
tenths off the
16.
pace.
most
That's
of the time.
fair.
But that's also in the current version before they've added in that bigger grids update. Whether they update go-kart tracks to allow bigger grids as well, we'll see.
That's also fair, yeah.
I had a very squirrely run off of the
That's a new
final
fastest
corner.
lap for
Nitros.
125,
I was going
0.85.
very sideways.
You're in pole. Sector 3 time is fast.
Whoop. Okay. That's going to screw up my lap time. I went for a dive down the inside into turn 1.
That's 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes.
Oop.
Yeah, that's plus 4 or plus 0.4.
Sector 1 is 0.37 off the pace. Your brake temperatures are fine, mate.
I have some brief suspension damage, so...
Okay, KG, you've got half your fuel left.
It might be
Yeah,
about
'cause
the
the
extent of how fast I can go, but we'll see.
The last qualifying session, I definitely noticed the increased damage. I didn't say anything about it, but I was like, huh. I slightly hit the wall, and now I've got, like, extreme suspension damage. That shouldn't be happening.
Yeah.
Fastest lap for
Nitros.
125.60. P2, good
I
lap.
actually
That's your
had
quickest
to
so far.
hit the
Sector 3
damage
time is
in
quick.
the qualifying session before. Stop taking the fountain too tight. Because if I take the fountain too tight and get up on the curb too much, obviously it puts the car on 2 wheels, which means I can't put the throttle down.
Yeah, plus it might result in a...
Yeah, if you go too far, it gets a limits penalty, track limits warning. But there's like just a little bit of a... I end up using it by accident most of the time. There's a little bit of space where you can do that without getting the track limits warning.
Sector 2 time is okay.
Because I try to take that corner as sharp as I can, and usually I just end up taking it a little bit too sharp and taking it over there. But thankfully I've managed to find the limit of the track limits, so I don't get that every time. Typically avoid it, which is good.
That's a new fastest lap for
Oh my god, there we go.
24.64.
24.6.
Damn.
Good lap. That's your quickest today.
24.637.
You're 2 tenths off the pace in Sector 3.
That's like 0.027 off of the world record.
Yeah.
That's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes.
Well, I can be satisfied with my second place time.
I think the reason I can do this is because, again, soft tires, but also I literally have
Very
3
little
liters of
fuel
fuel
left.
left.
You're a second off the pace in sector 2.
I am going to run out of fuel pretty much at the end of this lap.
Yeah, same. So, also I don't have a ton of suspension damage, but I definitely feel like it's affecting. And also, I've got like a ton of cars in front, so I'm just gonna.
Damn. I was actually on
Watch your
track
speed.
for beating the world record there, but I screwed up the final corner. Damn.
Darn. I actually screwed up the final corner on my lap, but again, I have like some slight damage, so.
Yeah. Oh, and I can't go for another lap because I only got 1.4 liters, and it takes about 3 liters to do a lap.
Yeah. I can be satisfied with that
Oh god.
run.
But I did still do a 24, even with screwing up the final corner. A 24.961.
Yeah.
God damn. That is
A good feel.
28 in the second sector.
I had to double check what mine was when I had that monster lap, but
Let me see if I can... 24 in racing stuff. That's...
now's a
too
good time
old.
to grab a drink. Assuming I can
Nice.
knock it over. There it is. Also, I have the fan like kind of running on me. Hopefully, it's not really making any noise.
I'm not hearing it, so...
Wow, that's good. I guess the noise suppression on Discord should be enough
But yeah,
to
yours
handle
was
it.
a 124 6.601, so you did beat the world record.
Technically better than the record.
Yep.
With some concessions of it, you know, not being a, you know, the assists and all of that, but still. It takes some amount of skill to get there even with assists.
It does, yeah. I'm sure with assists that whoever set that world record could probably set like a 23 or a 22.
What's insane
But
to think
yeah.
about, but yeah.
It is. Oh my god. Alright. Take 2.
Me too, 15
take
laps.
3, whatever.
Alright.
Technically
let's-
take 2 of the race. Edit setup.
And it's set up.
88 liters per hour. Wait, what?
Eh?
Brain? We're not going liters per hour to travel to the future. That's not how that works, brain.
That's weird that it didn't, yeah, that's good enough. Alright, and pit strategy's good. Hard slicks. Now it says 30 laps instead of 33, so it like knows
Yeah,
or
there
it
you go.
adjusted itself better.
Yeah, it just
Be
depends
ready,
on
we're about to go green.
your sort of average fuel consumption.
Go, go, go.
You guys are getting a better launch than I am, or I think both of us are. Or at least this one AI did. I don't think the others did, but there's friggin' 44 behind us. He
Yeah.
got a really good launch. He just had nowhere to go with us to.
Right side.
Whoop.
You're in the
Trying
middle.
to give you some space.
Oh god, I'm in the middle.
You're in the middle.
Oh god! Oh my god! Saw that in the friggin' mirror. Safety car.
Yeah.
I saw
Double yellows, double yellows.
the yellow car get pushed across onto the garden in the middle.
Well, there's a potential thumbnail.
Christ. Okay, well that might increase my fuel
Double yellows,
to about
watch out.
lap 30 or lap 31. We'll see.
Alright, so I got 12 on the front end. But no suspension
Okay.
damage, apparently.
Well, that's fine then. 12 on the front end for this car doesn't really make too much of a difference.
Yeah, the suspensions all look good.
Yeah.
Well, probably a little too cautious, but man, that one guy was hanging with us, and I was trying to give you room,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, there's... I'm in the middle?
Double yellow flag, keep an eye out, mate.
They went... they actually went for it?
They did, yeah. That was a surprise. Just seeing in the mirror, it's like he was going for the dive, and kind of spun himself onto the garden there.
That's
Which
funny.
then, obviously, when he was trying to recover, it pushed you into the wall.
Yeah.
We got double yellows, double yellows.
I wonder if we're gonna have as
Shioganai.
hectic of a start. If we're gonna have as hectic as a start
last.
in the main race.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, you know, we'll see, especially with Turtle,
Yeah.
how he's able to do,
Turtle and possibly Jack.
and possibly
Yeah.
Jack, yeah. Well, you know, whatever happens, happens, and make it work. In a way, keeping pace with you probably made me even more cautious. Because I didn't want to, like...
I was definitely giving you room, but yeah.
Well, and I didn't want to, like, overcook it and, like, slide and just torpedo you
of
into the
course.
wall. But I wasn't necessarily expecting the AIs to think that going 3 wide in the carousel was going to be smart.
Double yellows, watch out.
They are on maximum aggression, so...
Fair enough. And I mean, you saw the one accident that I posted from my race where the one guy just cut the
Which is on your
first
thumbnail at the
corner
moment.
way too close and just popped.
Double yellow flag, keep an eye out, mate.
That's the thumbnail for this video for anybody watching.
Yeah.
Was from my own practice shenanigans.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I believe the thumbnail that which I actually did post a sneak preview on Instagram.
Double yellows, watch
The
out.
thumbnail that I'm using, I think it was from our first session.
Yeah, it was like the very first thing that happened when we
Yeah.
all just kind of tested after the
After the Goiânia race. yeah.
Goiânia. It was like, well, that was a thing that happened.
Yeah, that was
Alright,
a
well-
fun start.
Time for me to just kind of recover as much as I can.
Yeah. Got a fun drive ahead of you.
I gotta say though, starting, holy shit.
Car left.
Did something
Still there.
happen? What?
Oh my. Yeah, I just looked at your stream. I was like, what the hell?
Okay.
I don't
Car right.
think anything happened.
Hold your line. Clear all round.
I was gonna say, like, I keep slightly tapping the wall, trying to go into the roundabout area there, but
Cold tyres all round.
shouldn't have screwed up the AIs behind me. I
Well,
didn't even
somebody
take
got
damage from
screwed.
it.
Somebody got screwed up.
Yeah. Did you take damage from that, by the way?
Not really.
Okay, that's good.
So honestly, it is kind of good that we noticed and we're like, oh, let's switch it back to medium. Especially again too, because like,
Yeah.
if one of us does
Right.
encounter a lag spike that
Still there.
causes an incident too, like
Hold your line.
having that
Hold your
not
line.
be as catastrophic will also be nice.
Hold your
Yeah,
line.
definitely.
Clear
God
right.
damn this
You
bloody
fastest lap
44.
Right
He's not
side.
leaving me alone.
Clear right.
I am not actually able to
on,
pull
KG.
away from this
Don't
guy
panic, we'll
like
get
I
him
was in
back.
the last race. There's also a white car with him as well. Oh,
Honestly, maybe that's
Okay.
one thing too that having a 24 or however many car field, like lightening the field just a small bit, will probably
B31.
limit that from happening and being a
Possibly,
problem.
yeah. Actually, yeah, the lag spikes, it should help a little bit with that as well. You're right.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about the lag spikes, but I mostly just thought about the traffic jam.
Look
'Cause
at
I'm
the
like,
chaos. That,
Yeah.
yeah, of course. I think that's what you were talking about, but yeah, it might help with the lag spikes a little bit. Possibly.
that's true. Yeah, it'll be a good experiment, I guess.
Yeah. So obviously we're trying to, both our computers, or all our computers are trying to process fucking 32 cars at once, multiple of which are player cars using player physics, while the rest of them, I guess, I don't know how it works. Would it be putting strain on everyone's computers, or mainly the host computer with trying to process the physics of the AIs? I assume it would be on everyone's computers.
Probably, because we've all got to deal with them. Like they've all
Yeah.
got to exist and be, you know, have
Fastest lap
collisions.
Nice ROs.
And considering decent
127.72.
with ping,
That's a new fastest lap
the
for
physics will
Value
be slightly different than everyone's.
126.74.
So, yeah.
New fastest lap for Castro,
So
126.50.
yeah, we're running the physics of friggin' like 30 AIs right now on our computers,
Yeah.
as well as trying to render their models and everything.
B30, the gap to
Surely.
in front is now 1.0. That lap time was 128.60.
So, yeah, again, I would love to see if we can get like a 60 or a 64 car race in the future on like Le Mans or something, but I would expect that to only be possible on high-end computers. Thankfully, I will probably be able to run that on my computer, but yeah.
Mine, I probably will be able to, and also I got to start thinking because when I get that Cali
Mm.
computer,
Oh yeah, because you were gonna sort of upgrade, weren't you?
yeah.
Thankfully, I got my sort of upgrades at the end of last year, so my computer's pretty good, pretty up to date. I think,
The leader's just done a
gen or 13th gen
126.56.
i7 processor and 3080 Ti. So
Mm.
shouldn't be too bad. The only thing is, obviously I'm still running the old RAM, which is 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't realize I only had 16 gigs of RAM, so that's... If I could get 32, even 64, that'll
Yeah,
be
I
good,
definitely
but...
recommend, especially in the modern day, I'd definitely recommend a minimum 32.
Yeah.
16,
So-
like 16 is the absolute minimum for the modern day, I'd say, but 32 is sort of where you get comfortable.
Yeah, and especially if I am, like, you know, starting to stream more and starting to do the VR thing more, I
New
think
window for fuel will open on lap 11.
Yeah, with
It'll
the
close
streaming
on
and stuff,
lap
I think
30.
that's also going to have be what makes me need to upgrade to 64. Because the streaming and also like rendering and processing videos when I do editing. So when I can afford it, or when I can afford to dump another few $100 or $1,000 or whatever, then yeah, I'll definitely upgrade to DDR5 64 gig.
Fastest lap for
Yeah.
Toros.
125.
Because I know my new motherboard supports DDR5, so
Might as well make my Reaper rig super powerful.
yeah. But yeah, at the moment I think I will have
Alright,
to get a new
KG, the next
microphone,
car
so
is
Surely.
the RAM will have to wait. Because this one might potentially be on its way out. I've noticed it's starting to
Roundy
crackle.
is reeling you in. The gap's now 18 seconds.
It's probably not having too many problems right now, but it seems to be on and off. Yeah, because I'm not hearing it on your stream, so it's fine now.
You're not hearing what?
I'm not hearing the crackles and pops coming from my microphone on your stream, so
Oh.
it's fine now. But like
Well,
yesterday,
I haven't
for example,
heard it
on my
on
stream-
Discord, but
Yeah, like yesterday on my stream, for example, it was getting really bad, especially towards the end of the stream. I think it was okay at the beginning, but and then you'll definitely hear it if you go and watch my Fling to the Finish videos that I did with Day. Which he was able to hear on Discord as well, so it's definitely my microphone and not voice mod, because I don't use voice mod on Discord. I only use like the direct microphone. Voice mod I only use for OBS. So yeah. I can't blame voice mod for the problems.
yeah.
On your right. Clear right.
Alright. Finally should be able to set this guy up for a pass. Start slicing my way through, maybe.
Oh, we're back to lap 8.
Car right. Clear right.
See, when you actually, like,
Well done.
have the inside line and stuff, they do legit give you the room, but
They do.
I guess on the start of the race,
Ahead is now 0.9.
Yeah, on the start
They
of the race,
weren't.
it's everyone for themselves.
Your front tyres are cold.
Which, to be fair, I think that's normal.
sure, but also
Start of
there's
the
the
race
old
is always a
adage that,
free-for-all.
well, yeah, you're bunched together, so I guess if you feel like you can make it work, then you probably should go for it.
Right side. Clear right.
And now that time he bodied me a bit.
You know.
Now I'm a lot more
Suspension
wounded.
damage. Okay, KG, you've had a bit of bodywork damage there.
How's my fuel? Alright. Thank you.
How's my fuel?
Should be about 23. Laps of fuel remaining, 2.9 litres per lap. It looks like we'll need to add 55 litres to reach the end.
I don't know if I... Oh, well, he's saying if I pit when I... Okay, I get what he's saying. Like 55 to reach the end.
Okay, so you only need to fill in 55, I need to fill in 65 litres to the end. I guess if you're running either damage or just because of, probably also because of the crash earlier, you probably got a bit less fuel usage overall.
Yeah, and I've been behind cars and stuff, so I've had
Slipstream, yeah.
You know.
Slipstream and just less sort of speed overall, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, running at the front here, I need to fill up apparently 10 more liters than you.
Yep.
That's kind of impressive.
Oh boy.
Sounds like you're having fun there. Looks like you're
Just a
having
bit.
fun. Oh no.
I got it corrected, but I gotta be more careful on the back straighter. I gotta give those guys more room. They've been going for it, and I've been paying for it.
Ah.
So my forward progress has been halted because I passed a guy and then he tried to pass me later.
Right.
So I either gotta be more aggressive or less aggressive in that corner. I don't know.
Always a question. And my answer is usually more aggressive, but hey, that's just me.
I mean, I probably could stand to increase the aggression a bit.
I'm too aggressive sometimes. I guess it's because I'm used to racing against AIs, so I'm used to aggression not really mattering for like screwing someone up.
That's fair, yeah.
Which has its advantages and disadvantages. It means when I am fighting players, yeah, I can sort of push it a bit harder. And, you know, usually I'll rely on the other player to be a decent driver.
Which you can't always
yeah,
rely on.
if they're a decent driver, like, I can still sort of maneuver with them and not screw them up. But, you know, if they're a terrible driver and can't handle how aggressive I go for it, then yeah, it will probably screw them up.
Ground D is getting closer. The gap's now 4.1 seconds.
I think the only the thing is with
Right tyres are cold.
here is obviously with Turtle,
It's a new
it's
fastest lap
kind
for
of like
Night
I
I go for the move. Sometimes he's not quite paying attention, so we get together a bit. Sometimes we're both super aggressive. A lot of times we're both super aggressive, which does work out half the time, at least. And then with you, I think it's just you're a lot more cautious, so
Yeah.
it ends up being a lot easier to pass.
I gotta shed that cautious.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a time and a place for it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think what I'm sort of doing is, like, I got the aggression down with the AIs, and now I'm just kind of trying to practice giving more space, which I've sort of been trying to do over the last couple of years now. Because if I ever do start racing with players, like now, then yeah, I do need to be a little bit more cautious, a little bit more considerate. But that's what I've been sort of practicing. But it's still practicing with the AIs, which, you know, they're not always considerate.
As I've found out.
Yeah, with the AIs, you have to play rough, pretty much.
Alright.
So it's kind of nice to get practice with both players and AIs, because there's very different play styles that you have to adapt to.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you can master both play styles, then you can combine both play styles and make it work pretty much everywhere and be super effective.
And that's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Because I would like to do more iRacing if I had the time for
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in something a little more low key like a Mazda or,
Yeah.
you know.
I wish more games had the Master Cups. I think the only games I've really played with them probably Forza, maybe Gran Turismo. But
Yeah, they're fun little cars. I wish they were in this game.
yeah. Oh, Grid has them. Grid Legends has them. Wait, does Grid Legends have them? I think Grid has them, but I don't know about Grid Legends actually.
Ah,
Yeah, I think it does. It does. So yeah, I've done the Master Cups in the Grid games. But that is arcade racing, so...
it's a little
And
different.
as
but-
my playthrough of Grid for the last few weeks or so has been showing, God, that game's physics frustrates me sometimes. Either
Yeah.
the physics or the AI logic.
Right side.
'Cause the
Okay,
biggest
I was
problem-
braking
Hey,
and
right.
I just got my clock cleaned by the fucking AI.
Oh no.
Like,
Bodywork's in
Okay,
pretty
well
bad
that-
shape. We might need to fix
That
that.
is more server lag. That's not necessarily just high aggression. That's more just they didn't know you were exactly where you were.
yeah, that's the
Which-
frustrating part.
Yeah. Which that's something that will be better in the main
You're running
race,
last.
since I won't be hosting.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
car is wounded to say the least.
Oh no. Whoa.
I can
Yeah, I
has
think my-
caution.
My biggest problem, biggest problem with grids, especially in Grid Legends, so far, is the more I've played, the more I've noticed. Sometimes the AIs are just, it's like a fake challenge, if that makes any sense. Because when you put the AI difficulty up to maximum, yes, it makes them drive better, and in some cases, yeah, it just does make them better and more competitive.
The gap to
Lighted.
But
Ahead
there
is
are
increasing.
cases,
It's now
especially
8.6
in some of the
seconds.
story missions, and I've noticed it over a few of the campaign stuff. Sometimes it just gives them fake speed.
Yeah,
They can go faster than you possibly can,
yeah, that's not really.
and that frustrates me.
but
I don't
yeah.
find that fun.
No, it's not because it's like you
Yeah,
said, it's fake. They're not.
Yeah,
The advantage is artificial.
yeah. Artificial challenge is not enjoyable. It's not fun. There's nothing competitive about it.
So where are you on the track?
Just came out of the final corner.
Ah. You'll probably lap me within the next couple laps. I'm not. I'm underpowered,
about
but I'm trying to make it to the fuel
20
window.
seconds. Yeah, that's fine. I'm about 20 seconds behind you at the moment.
your tyre temperatures look good.
Yeah, it was especially in some of the Raven West DLC missions that I had to do. There's a couple of the final ones. I think the objective was to beat my teammate Lara Cavallo, or Cavallio, however they say it. So you know, because she had obviously team order, because obviously it's the whole Raven West being shady thing. So she had team orders to finish behind. Was it Nate McCain, who is the person that I was playing as? But she had massive amounts of artificial speed to the point where I didn't have to bump it from legend down to expert. I had to bump it from legend down to hard just to beat her. Because even
Wow.
on expert, she was still stupidly fast.
That's kind of nuts.
Yeah. So, and there's definitely been a few instances where I have very much just given up trying to do legend mode and bumped it down to expert.
That's honestly fair.
And it's just kind of annoying because the gap between legend and expert is massive. Legend, sometimes they are way too fast, faster than I can physically go. Meanwhile, expert, they're probably 90% of the time massively slower than me.
Sure, so it's
probably
like
a
the edge of
3 or 4. Yeah, it's like a 3 or 4 second difference in lap time for them between legend and expert. Because I noticed it last Sunday. I think I was doing the minis, the old Mini Coopers. There was a couple of races. I think one of them was around Abu Dhabi. The other one was... I can't remember where. I don't think it was London, but... Yeah, the first one was Abu Dhabi. And... pretty much just, like... The AIs were capable of setting, I think, like, low 50s or mid 50s or something. And I, at my best, could only set, like, a high 51. So,
and there's like
yeah.
nothing you can do in the setup that can like account for that. Or
Probably, but like, it's like I'm doing these cars for 5 or 6 races and then changing to another car and probably never really using them again in the
Sure.
campaign. So I'm not gonna focus on trying to set everything up perfectly.
that's
for each
understandable, but I wonder if like that's
set
the
of
game
cars.
expecting you to do
It
that
could be.
in part. Like,
It could be. Could definitely be a little bit of setup problems. But yeah, like, because then you bump them down to expert, and then the AIs were doing about 52s, 53s.
sure.
I think most of them were doing 53s, and yeah, like I set a 52 on the, because obviously I wasn't having to push as hard, so I only set a 52 instead of 51, and I was still a long way ahead.
How's my fuel?
We think about 13 laps remaining on this tank. 3 litres per lap.
13.
We'll need to add 59 litres to get to the end of the race.
So the number of liters is increasing just a bit. That's fine. I'll probably try and grow to lap 22, let's say.
Probably a good target. How's my fuel? Okay. The amount of fuel I need to add has actually gone down by a liter. I need to add 64 instead of 65.
Ha!
So what I will do is I will add 65. Because I think it's going to be safe if I add 1 liter extra.
Yeah, for sure.
Even though I think Crew Chief kind of takes it into account and gives you a safe number anyway. But I want to be extra safe. Yeah, I have about 11 laps, so I might. 11 laps, yeah, that sounds about right. I'll probably reach lap 29 as predicted. Whoa.
Something happened?
It's a little, again, just a little bit squirrely out of the final corner.
Ah.
It's just trying to get on the throttle. The car loves to spin up its rear wheels.
Oh. And then it lagged.
Oh no.
But I lived. It just made my entry. Honestly, you're lucky that you like weren't right behind me.
Yeah, like I heard the oh, and then I saw a blue car in the corner ahead of me. I was like, oh, okay. Something's gone wrong here.
Yeah, just a lag spike, nothing big.
That's good.
The damage was minimal, but if you were like right on me, you probably would have like rear-ended me, something fierce.
Possibly.
Because, like, it didn't register my downshifts, so
Ah, okay.
I was slowed down for braking, but I was still in 4th gear.
Yeah. There you go, yeah. Okay.
I'm not gonna impede you that much. He'll probably pass me on the front straight anyways.
Yeah, I'd say so. If I can get a decent run off here, I'll be close enough to get slipstream that I said past, and just, I probably have more speed overall anyway.
Well, yeah, I'm nursing a wounded car, so
Yeah.
couldn't get that caution to stay on the lead lap, I guess. It's fine.
Again, the AIs are being pretty good about not
On your
moving
left.
yellow flags.
Clear left.
Wow, you totally just... I would say I'd have a faster pit stop, but I'm going to have to repair this damage, so that's going to
Yeah,
make it slow too.
yeah, that'll add quite a bit of time. Oh god. Oh, that was close. Almost hit the tires.
I saw that.
It's just a bit of understeer. Car didn't want to turn. Well, on the plus side, after having a few laps with those two cars right behind me, I think it was Lopez and Daniel, I have managed to pull away from them quite significantly since then.
Well, that's good.
About 10 seconds ahead of them now.
Request pit stop. Hello?
Okay, we'll tell you about.
The thing not showing up on the side, yeah, that's... I don't remember if that's necessarily a problem with crew chief or the game. I think it's kind of the game, because I did have the problem without crew chief at one point. But the way I got around it is in the control settings, you can actually set a request pit stop button, which will pretty much override like whatever glitch is causing it to not show up.
Oh, it's not
So-
bad. It's he didn't recognize it, and he's like, "All right, we'll monitor this guy."
Okay. Oh,
Request
yeah, okay.
pit stop.
It's just posted up 126.78. Now you're breaking up.
Request pit stop.
Okay, pit stop requested. Okay, KG, you'll be coming out into traffic. When we exit the pits, we should be in P32. Right with
Sunderman.
and Rampanelli.
That took a few attempts.
It is nice that he tells you who you'll be with, though.
Yeah. Even if he's usually
Look out for the
incorrect,
pit speed
but
limit.
yes. Yeah, no, like, I've noticed it with, especially, I guess, with crew chief, it doesn't quite show the thing on the side saying pit in, lap, whatever, position, whatever.
Ah,
But yeah, if you bind it to a button, then it will come up with that, so it will properly register it. Which is also why in the last few races you probably haven't heard me saying request pit stop, because I've just been pressing L2 to request it.
I mean, generally it works. It's just he didn't hear me that time. Also, this
Yeah,
repair is really no different than me just taking tires, so I guess it wasn't like...
Well,
It was
there you go.
mostly, I guess, aero damage or something, but...
Go, go.
Yeah, aero damage in this car is relatively quick to repair.
But I had
Like-
30 on the
He's in
front
position,
end and
31, one lap ahead.
6 on the...
Yeah.
or 100 on the rear end, so...
Oh, okay, yeah, the 100 would have taken a
Need to
while.
get some heat into these brakes.
Also, I almost totally binned it coming out of the pits. Alright, well, nothing to do but to just log laps and hit my marks.
Brake temperatures are fine.
So now I gotta get used to the normal braking markers again because I was braking later because...
Yeah. Because damage would have massively been helping out. Slowing it down.
Lighter.
Is now in position 30.
Cool, I'm gonna get updates on this guy all race.
Nice.
My rival in 30th place.
Your tyres are cold, watch out.
It's funny hearing from your stream, your front tires are cold, watch out, and then immediately after from my crew chief, your front tires are cold.
Right? Okay, so it happens to you too.
Yeah, it's been happening on this track and car combo. I don't know why.
Coelho is pitting from P28. We think he'll come out just in front of you.
Lighter.
Is now in position
Someone's pitting.
29.
Alright, CPs are starting to pit. See, I'm gonna set my fastest lap of the race.
Nice.
Imagine that, all of the damage and all of the
27.06.
crap. It was only a 127.
You'll probably get faster.
Ah, yeah, I imagine so.
Especially since you're back on a full tank of fuel, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, that just tells you what kind of race it's been. Like, I haven't had
Yeah.
the pace ever since those incidents.
Yep. Unfortunate, but how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. Hopefully I got it out of my system in this practice race and not the real
Yeah.
deal.
Well, yeah, again, like, half of that was caused by...
Looks like a bit of a way out your left front.
I'd say as well.
Yeah.
Or a portion of that, anyway. So, that shouldn't be a problem on the day. That'd be a
Yeah.
problem for me, but to be fair, I haven't actually run into too many problems with the AIs on hacking.
Lighter.
Is now in position
which is
28.
good.
Yeah, you've been pretty solid with that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's just, like, being able to predict
You've just
them
done
better,
a
or if
26
it's
with
just
7.2. That's your fastest
having,
lap.
like, generally easier time with them, or whatever, I don't know.
Blue flag.
It does seem to be a lot more advantageous for you guys to host and then me to deal with the AIs, because I seem to have the least problems with them.
Yeah, and maybe it's just you're more skilled than we are, so you're able to kind of...
Well, more skilled with the AIs than...
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, and also us, you're able to just kind of handle that sort of thing better.
Yeah. Because I'm used to BS, I guess.
Also, that probably doesn't hurt.
I'm very much just used to, like, AIs and stuff being dicks. So I can predict them a lot better.
There's a bit of wear on your left side tyres.
I guess them being dicks isn't the difficult part to think of. It's more just the I don't have the ability quite like you to kind of know how to deal with that yet.
Yeah. Yeah, because this is
Okay, KG,
what I've
halfway
been
home. Fuel looks
doing
good.
for
We're
pretty
currently
much my
setting the
entire time
pace.
playing racing games. I don't play them online, or very rarely do I play them online. Because I think, if I recall, the main experience I have playing like full player lobby online racing is a couple of times in the crew and the crew 2. Maybe like once or twice in
Front
Forza
tyres are
Horizon 3, and then like GTA 5, which GTA 5 completely different beast. So
Well, yeah.
that game I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, not a freaking steering wheel.
And also, it's GTA. It's not like a racing game.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to race in that game. Or a lot easier to drive, I should say.
Lighter.
Is now in position 27.
Because when it comes to Sims, I think my main experience is playing against Dane
Matching
in
race pace.
Project Cars and Project Cars 2. And, well, 1, he's on a controller. 2, he doesn't like racing games. He kind of sucks, he especially sucks at Project Cars because Project Cars is not designed for controller.
Right.
So, whenever I was playing with him, it wasn't necessarily I'm racing him, it's more just we're having fun messing around.
Right.
So, otherwise, yeah, it's like any other time I've played multiplayer stuff has been arcade games like The Crew and Forza Horizon.
Lighter.
Is now in position 26.
Because I played The Crew with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because I think the thing with The Crew is it's a game with easy physics, so even all my friends who aren't really into racing games can play and enjoy The Crew. So like Day enjoys playing The Crew too, Lux enjoys playing The Crew too. Yeah, it's a game that I can play easily with a lot of people who don't normally play racing games.
Well, that's always nice to have.
Yeah.
The leader
Nitaros.
is pitting.
And Forza Horizon is somewhat similar, but slightly less so. Well, I suppose the main difference is Forza Horizon is fucking expensive.
Also that.
Like, I haven't even bothered to buy Horizon 5 yet. 'Cause,
That's fair.
Goddamn.
I have it, I just haven't had time to mess around with it.
Fair enough.
Lopez is now leading.
So I still think, out of the Horizon games I play, which is 3 and 4, 3 is still definitely my favorite. There's multiple reasons, but partially biased because it's set in Australia.
I mean, that's cool.
And there are literally landmarks in the game that I'm like, hey, I've
I
seen
know
those
that.
landmarks in real life. I literally live near one of those.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Alright. Well, I've technically come out in P9, but I feel like the
Oh,
AIs
God.
around me here
Oh,
have
God.
been pitted.
Leg spiker on the last quarter.
Oh, that's never good.
And
Oh, yeah,
suspension
big lag
damage.
spike.
Alright, KG, you've had a bit of suspension damage.
Oh well. Ah.
slightly missed my braking point. Well, fortunately that's only a little bit more damage on the front aero, which isn't really going to matter. So I've got 8% front aero, 2% engine damage, and then I think crew chief said I've also got some brake damage, because obviously that's something we got to deal with, brake fade. Which I think because of the brake damage, I reckon when I do the tire changes on like every second pit stop, I'll probably take that chance to also fix all damage. You know,
That makes
assuming
sense,
I don't
yeah.
have to fix damage in the first one. So yeah, my second stop's always going to be, I guess, massively slow because it's got to fix all of the random little bits of aero damage, all of the engine damage, all the brake damage, change the tires, refuel the car.
Right.
So yeah, those are the ones that are going to hurt me.
Light it.
Is now in position 22.
Real work to get back from them.
The lap time was
Engine
at
damage is something that'll just
128.20.
happen over time as well, but thankfully it's not as bad in this car as it was in the IndyCar. And I think a lot of the engine damage here, a lot of it does just come from when you hit things.
The leader, Lopez.
Yeah.
Yes, I am getting engine wear from just using it.
Daniel
I
is
did just
leading
go
the
up from
race.
2% to 3% just from, you know, driving and probably revving it a lot. But
Right.
I think the first 1 or 2% of the
Pitting
engine
from
damage
position
came from me
3.
hitting
Looks like
things.
he'll come out just behind you.
Yeah, the
Slightly
engine
probably
damage
a
doesn't
front
really
engine
seem
car.
like it's going to be too bad. And the brakes, you know, that's just something that, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you said, I might do the same thing and just fix damage, unless I get, like, something, like, major.
Yeah, yeah. One thing that would be nice would be if the game actually showed you brake damage, because as far as I can tell, there's no way to see if your brakes are damaged. You just have to rely on crew chief or, you know, the
Light.
feeling of the
He's
brakes.
now in position 22.
Yeah, you can kind of
He's
feel
entering
when
the pits. He's in P22.
there's
So
brake
it would be
damage.
nice if you could have that and then have a separate option as well.
You've
to
just done a
repair brakes.
126.
Because I know it
184.
technically falls under mechanical, like, damage repairing, but it would be nice to separately repair the brakes.
Blue flag.
Because, you know, a lot of the time, I know in supercars especially, in the endurance races, they have a mandatory brake pad change. So it's just a thing that you do in the race where you specifically change the brakes.
Yeah, I did think that was
Change
kind
the
of a
brake
neat, like, kind
Light
of
it.
rule
He's
where it's
now
like,
in
oh, you
position
have to do this
27.
thing.
Yeah.
Because
Have
it's
to
like,
change the
you know,
brake
watching
pads
NASCAR, IndyCar, it's like they never change the brakes.
Yeah.
Obviously,
With
endurance
something-
races is a different story,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
The leader, Jimenez,
With
is
something
pitting.
like Bathurst 1000, you're putting a lot of pressure on those brakes. They are not going
He's
to
leading
last
the
the
race.
race.
oh,
And I think
well,
they
yeah.
never like they used to not have that, obviously, and I feel like that probably caught a lot of people out with brake failure. So I think that's part of why they brought it in, just because over time you need it.
Right.
It's just another safety precaution. And then, yeah, the way the brakes get changed just varies depending on team,
We'll
because
just
some
be a minute in the
teams
pits.
prefer to just change like the calipers or the pads or whatever. Some teams literally take out the entire like thing, the entire brake disc and everything with it, and put a new one in. Which I think is more difficult to do, but yeah, because obviously when you're just changing the brake pads, you're kind of just like,
We're done.
you
Go,
gotta make sure they settle in correctly. to
Yeah,
the pump the brake and
exactly.
stuff. Which obviously you still got to pump the brake with just change the
Light
whole
Is in
brake
position.
construction.
28, 1,
But
29 ahead.
Left
It's
side.
not just
Blue flag.
settling in and you
Still there. Clear
it's
left.
also
Your brakes
repairing
are
the
cold,
disc
take it
and
easy.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, whenever like
Yeah.
crew chief cuts in, it's like hard
Cold
to hear.
tires all round.
That's alright.
But I guess too, again with like NASCAR, when they're on an oval, they're not on the brakes as
No.
much, unless it's like a
No,
short
no,
track
well,
or like
you'll-
a flat track.
Yeah, no. On an oval, you pretty much won't need to replace brakes, regardless of how long the race is.
Yeah.
You've got a bit of tyre wear on all your tyres.
It's just like a track like Bathurst, for example, even just dealing with the chase, where you're
Oh,
going
yeah.
from 300 kilometers an hour down to like 70. And you're doing that every lap for 161
Blue flag.
laps.
Yeah, it totally makes
Alright,
sense.
KG, there's a car exit in the pits, heads up.
And obviously Griffin's Bend as well, where you're going from 260 to 130.
Well, I got a nice little line of cars. I can probably at least use this for practice for
Nice.
picking them
Brake temps
off.
are good.
And now that all the AIs have filtered through their pits, I'm back in first. With a 20-second lead, almost.
Left side. Hold your line.
I don't care about your blue flag.
Still there.
Oh, he's still there.
Clear left. Car left. Still there. Hold your line. Hold your line.
Blue flag.
Clear left.
There is
Pulled
no
up
blue
to-
flag.
I've caught up to, like, on the track where you are on the stream. So
Ah.
now, once again, it's an instance of I'm seeing basically the same thing on both my screens.
Amazing. And it still hasn't distracted you.
Nope. Normally, I have trouble focusing on things. It's why, like, high action or fast action games, I kind of struggle with combat. But racing is one thing that I can focus on.
That's
Even
good.
with distractions. It's something that I've... Well, I suppose because it's something that I've been doing since I was, like, what? 5 years old? 4 years old? So...
Yeah, that'll do it.
I have a little bit of experience with dealing with distractions while playing racing games.
Car left.
Oh, look at that.
Hold your line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there.
I don't know if I touched him, but
He's now in position.
even if I did.
Clear left.
Sectors
I
1
love
and 2
how,
are 0.
while watching you
50.33 off the pace.
make a
Sector
pass
3
on
is
that final
1.2
corner,
seconds off
I
the
was
pace.
also making a pass on the final corner.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh,
God. Yeah. Because I started back on the PlayStation 1 with... Oh, hello. What the fuck?
hello. I had a moment,
Just a bit.
just a bit. I'm gonna use the
Blue flag.
garden to right myself.
There you go.
On your right.
And then I got
Clear right.
hit in that
Left
corner
side. Clear left.
Uh-oh.
by a person who clearly wasn't seeing me being, like, trying to right the ship.
Was that a yellow car that you got hit by, or was I just seeing the sponsor? I can't tell if it was a yellow car that hit
It was
you
a
or if
yellow
it was-
car, yeah.
Okay, so it was probably Lopez, who
Ah.
has dropped back, so I assume it was Lopez, because he was second place before. Now he's fourth.
Well, yeah, a couple other cars did pass us, so, not sorry, I guess.
So, well, Lopez is the guy that, you know, went onto the garden and kind of destroyed you on lap 1. So
Oh, it says like that. I see.
yeah, he's also the guy that was giving me a trouble time because he is super aggressive.
So you're saying if I just kind of like right hook him?
I mean, if you want. He's been giving both of us trouble this whole race, pretty much.
Who knew it would come down to that? I'm not actually gonna do that.
That is funny. Oh my god.
I guess it makes
Feel the
sense though. He
brakes.
was starting at the front, so
Yeah. Yeah.
remember me, asshole.
Who are you again?
Light it.
Is
It's
now
like
in
when,
position 26.
Denny Hamlin was holding up Ross Chastain at Gateway. God, that was
Right
a
side
master
tyres
class in being like, all right, asshole. You want to race me this way? This is how it's gonna feel.
Nice.
That was brilliant. Especially because the radio thing was like, all right, NASCAR said you made your point.
Last lap was at 127.20.
A+ reaction.
Oh my god. Glorious. Yeah, I'm definitely starting to feel both the brakes and the tires degrading a little bit. Again, it'll probably be fine for me to run to the full 60 laps, but it's definitely around here where I'll start feeling it.
Yeah. But I mean, we'll all be feeling it too, assuming
Yeah.
our races are going smoothly.
Yeah.
See, now that I'm in a groove and I don't have like any damage, I'm doing just peachy.
Mm-hmm.
So.
On
Oh,
your left. Clear
that
left.
was a little bit of lag. Whoops.
Uh-oh.
But see, I didn't feel so on mine. I didn't feel that. Like, yes, I did overcook it, but like, I only have 3% front end.
Right.
after that. Well,
Oops.
I ruined Lopez's race and your teammates or whatever, I guess.
Nice.
But see, I'm surprised that's not like a caution or whatever, but
They probably got moving pretty quickly, I guess.
yeah, probably. I guess it's only ever really a caution when it's like the beginning of a race and like you literally can't.
Yeah, they'll only throw out a safety car when things are at a stand, or when at least one car is like at a complete standstill for a prolonged amount of time.
Hmm.
If they're even moving slightly, then chances are they won't. That lap was at 128.40. Sector 1 is 1.2 off the pace. If it blocks the racing line for too long, then caution will typically come out.
I mean, that makes sense. Like, you know, stewards in real life are going to use their judgment as well.
Yeah.
Hell, even in IndyCar, like, they've been, you know, you can argue whether this is good or not, but, like, if a car is, like, stalled but they're not in the racing line, and, like, they're in a relatively safe way, if they're in the middle of a pit cycle, they'll give, like, everyone a chance to finish their pits before they throw a caution. Obviously, like, the situation's...
Fair enough, yeah.
You know, like...
I think for...
These are cars that are, like, you know, all out of the way enough that, like, you're probably not going to have... And, you know, obviously there'll be, like, a local yellow, so...
Yeah.
People will be like, hey, in this corner you have to, like, whoa it down.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Obviously...
for supercars, it's a matter of they'll throw a local yellow, but like for a little bit, and then they'll give the car a chance to try to get moving, and then it's just if it can't get moving. Actually, again, that's if it's off the racing line. If it's on the racing line, then it will probably just be a straight up yellow.
Yeah, that's different.
But if it's off the racing line, they'll give it a chance to try and get moving again, and if it can't get moving, then full course yellow, safety car. Or I guess, as we call it, it's not full course yellow here, it's safety car, boards and flags.
Right.
But yeah, so...
Whereas sometimes NASCAR's a little gung-ho on the cautions.
Fair enough.
They'll,
It also kind of depends as well, like, if it's the end of the race and they're out of the way, then yes, it will just be a local yellow for the final few laps.
Sure, that's different.
Yeah. Because obviously we don't have overtime like NASCAR does.
Yeah, well, the whole overtime thing is stupid.
Yeah.
I wish it didn't exist, but it does.
Yeah, and obviously they will still finish under safety car if they need to, but yeah, if the car is out of the way and or the crash is out of the way, and they don't need to send like the medical crew and everything else out there,
Right.
then yeah, it will just be a local yellow and they'll finish the race.
You've just done a 126.60.
So basically that just means like if a car's broken down off the racing line, or if it's stuck in a sand trap or something like that, rather than obviously if it's had a massive crash and then they'll immediately try and get the medical team out there.
Right.
And if any service vehicles are required onto the track, then that is immediate safety cars, boards and flags.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They do their best to have, like, you know, the right judgments.
Yeah.
Boy, these two guys in front of me are having a scrap.
I am cutting my way through traffic. But I also wonder, because on the multiplayer lobby menu,
On your left.
I noticed a while ago
Flag.
Still
there is an
there.
option
Clear left.
to
Far
assign
left. Clear
a
left.
broadcaster, which is nice. But there's
Oh.
also an option to assign
On your
a
left.
race director.
Clear left.
Interesting.
Car left.
So I wonder if
Clear
that
left.
means you can have players take control over like yellow flags and all that stuff.
Probably.
Because
That's
that's
kinda
really
neat.
cool. Yeah, to have like an actual player being the race steward.
Yeah, I don't know. Does Day have this game?
No, he doesn't.
No. Okay. I didn't assume so because you said he didn't like it, but
Yeah, he doesn't really. The only reason he would. Ow! That's fine. Only reason he would get this is if I forced him to, and then we messed around. But
sure. Well, I wasn't
He would-
sure if
he
it
would
was like
not
one
be
of those
joining
things where it's
our-
like, oh, it was on sale for like $5, so
I mean,
he
I think
picked
the
it up
only
to
instance
try
where
it.
The only instance where he'll end up getting it is if it ever ends up on, was it the Humble Monthly or Humble Choice? Where
Oh, sure.
he'll end up getting it for free, because he's got that, the Humble Choice thing.
Because
which
Day could be the
I
race
am-
director, and he could do a little experiment, or even like, I don't
doubt
know,
he'll
if-
agree with that, but it would be an
Yeah.
option, yeah.
or if like, say there was a race where like, you know, maybe Jack's not feeling like racing, but maybe he can be race director or whatever. It'd just like be fun, I guess, to experiment with it.
Are we sure
But
we
if-
want to put the Chaos Maker as the race director?
Well,
Lap time was
if we wanted a certain race to
26.40.
be chaotic.
But yeah, that would be. We can definitely see if Jack wants to like test it out. Or heck,
Yeah.
even, like,
I mean, heck,
During
even
a
I would
practice
like
session,
test it
I
out
might
on
even-
a regular
yeah,
practice
even
session. but-
during a practice session, like I wouldn't mind testing it out at some point.
Yeah. Just to kind of get a feel and like, oh, this could, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like kind of using like the base game's like way of doing it's fine, but
Yeah, it's worked for us so far. I think
yeah.
it's just instances
Now
where
in position
it's like,
27.
okay, these classes cause too much chaos, or this specific like mixture causes too much chaos, so we can't really do it. But like other than
Right.
that, yeah, the way the game does it is good for most races. Yeah, it would be cool to play around with. And who knows if one day we get a bigger crew together for this series.
It'd be fun if we
Maybe
could.
we'll have a race director and a broadcasting person or team or something.
That lap was at 127.
It'd be fun if we could get to that point sometime, but it's also
Yeah.
fun right now. But if we could get like a few more people into the fold
Yeah,
every now and then.
I mean, chances are we probably won't end up getting too many more deadbeats in. So if we do end up getting other people in, it'll probably be from people from outside. But
I mean,
we'll
that's
see over
fine.
time. Yeah. Yeah.
We'll still have our core of the original being deadbeats and stuff, but if we do like hear of like somebody or like somebody's like, oh hey, you know, watching you guys is fun, I want to do this or whatever,
Hmm.
we shall see what happens.
Hey, get it big enough, we might be able to pull in some special guests. That would be funny. Getting like Fail Race or Jimmy Broadbent or someone in.
That would be nuts.
Oh god.
Calliope Mori.
Heyo.
Well, if there is Sakura Miko does have the Assetto Corsa experience.
Yeah, Miko
and
Corone, and Luna are the main race, or the main people I know who have played Assetto Corsa. Aside from
Wait, who
Gura,
was the middle one?
Luna.
Luna, Miko, who, and Luna?
Miko, Corone, Luna.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you did say Kodone. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Gura played it that one time, and then she never
Yeah,
went back.
but she did have a wheel, so she does have obviously the G29 just sitting around there somewhere.
Gaur Gura.
Yeah, I don't think we'd ever get freaking Gura.
Yeah.
A bit too ridiculous. Way too
Tyre temps
ridiculous.
are good.
Oh god. No, I think if on the very, very minute chance somehow we managed to get a Holo member, it would either be Holo Stars or Holo ID.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah. It'd be funny to try and get Ollie racing.
You gotta figure the Holobems will get like a racer eventually.
Yeah, hopefully.
We're setting the pace.
I mean, they
Sectors
do-
1 and 3 are good. Sector 2 is 2
Even if
So-
eventually
so-
it's you.
Yeah, right. They pretty much all do like Mario Kart, so obviously there's a little bit of racing competitiveness amongst most of them, but yeah,
Yeah.
it would be nice to get a full-on sim racer in there.
Hey, if I had a following and I felt like auditioning, I could do it too, but
Hell yeah.
be like, alright, I'm playing iRacing, I'm playing this and that. I'm playing every Mario game ever.
There you go.
That's my thing.
Yeah, I was actually wondering if iRacing, whether they'd get permissions for iRacing. It might be possible, but
I don't see why it wouldn't be, because, like, you think of
Yeah.
how many people stream iRacing, but
yeah.
I suppose with HoloLive it's different and stuff, but obviously, too, they'd have to,
suppose-
like, have an account with their HoloLive name and not, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because you can't, if I recall correctly, you can, like, ask iRacing staff to make it your name something custom, but generally it's the name on your credit card or something.
Generally, it's the name on the credit
KKG,
card, but
we're
people
matching
do.
race pace. 2 laps left.
Ah,
Sector 2 is
hmm.
0.33 off
There
the
are
pace.
people with, like, different names, and I'm sure for something like that, if they're like,
Yeah,
You know-
obviously HoloLive would get it pretty easily, because that's a corporation.
right, well, and they could even see, like, oh, okay, your streaming is this name, okay, this makes sense, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you have some way of, like, proving, like, hey, I want to race, but
Yeah.
I have to do it, like, you know, they'd probably work it
Yeah.
out.
I think if any HoloLive members ever did iRacing, there's a pretty good chance it wouldn't just be like a one-off thing. There would be some sort of agreement between HoloLive and iRacing. And I feel like for that to happen, it would probably be like a build-up. So if someone is into sim racing and playing other sim racing games and sort of decides, hey, we should see if we can move into iRacing.
Well, yeah, and especially because iRacing is, like, very much, like,
Yeah.
the serious sim. Like, and it also, like, costs a lot of money. So, like,
Yeah. So
random
I could
HoloLive
see-
members aren't going to spend the money on iRacing to
White
play
flag, one
iRacing
more lap.
unless they were
Your lap
invested
time
in
was
it.
126,
yeah,
118.
I could see maybe like if HoloLive got a sim racer, they might say like, all right, this year or this half a year or so, we're gonna be doing like an iRacing series or something. So we're gonna be in one of these big categories or big series sort of things,
Sure.
or even have like a
There's
HoloLive
a bit of wear on your right
sponsored
side tyres. We're
series.
seeing significant wear on your left
If
front.
they're big enough.
Left side. Hold your
True,
line.
because you can
Flag.
have
Clear
your
left.
own host of
Left
races,
side.
but
Clear left.
Yeah.
and I guess if you like take advantage of like I don't know a free preview or something, or like you know for something like that you'd use a free there's another like spike. You'd use a free track like you know Charlotte if you
Yeah.
wanted to do ovals, or like Laguna Seca if you wanted to do road course, and then you'd use like a free car like a Mazda or something a street
Yeah.
stock that's like, those are the rookie content,
like,
which,
A Mazda at Laguna Seca sounds perfect for like a start thing.
yeah.
'Cause
Or even
Laguna
like the
Seca's a great
Charlotte
track.
Roval or something.
The Mazda cars are great.
Or,
Yeah.
some of the... Because if it was like a lot of Japanese talent, they could even do like Tsukuba or Okayama,
Yeah.
which are free content as well. And also like, pretty good starter tracks. All right. I want to save that replay so I can grab potentially the beginning for a thumbnail if I want
Yeah.
something a little different. But
Nice. That went well.
yeah, I had some issues, but
Yeah.
120
Hopefully it'll get sorted out.
Yeah. Shit happens.
Still got a couple more days.
Yeah. What time is it? Oh, it's only 10:08.
Yeah, 1 p.m. for me, so
Yeah.
I don't know what you want to do. Whether you want to do another shorter one or
Yeah, I don't think 50 laps, but I don't know. Do you want to just do a 20 just to do like a last little like short sprint style
we can do
thing?
20, or we can do like a 31 and like a 30 lap one, and just have like a all right. This is practicing fuel saving. Because again,
Sure.
most of the time we'll get to most of the time you get to about lap 29. 30 is pushing it.
Yeah, sure. And then that will be good. Then, we'll have the race at our normal time. I'll get the reservation all set up for that soon, so that way it's just on the...
Yep. Yeah, I think my reservation is up there. I'll make that public after I do tomorrow's stream. Should be good.
All right. To those watching the stream, apologies. I bumped the headset thing a little bit. So briefly got disconnected, but
Yep. But that's okay, because it gives us a chance to run the AIs down to 24 instead of 32.
yeah, which will be a more accurate window into the true race. So this will be the final last practice.
Yep.
Uh,
30 laps, so we can practice doing a little bit of fuel saving, since there's always a chance that we might end up having to do fuel saving towards the end of the race.
yep. All right.
Let's go!
Let's go. And this will give me a chance to hopefully get a cleaner start and maybe get some pressure on you.
Yeah, I think one of the big things that you probably got to practice over the next couple of days is just starts, basically.
Honestly, yeah.
Maybe do like
just do like a
maybe
five.
just do like 3-lap
lap
races and
things,
just keep practicing
yeah.
the starts. Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually not that bad of an idea. Because that's what I gotta survive. I gotta survive that,
Yeah.
and then whatever leg spikes
Yeah.
get me.
The pit exit's clear. Okay,
Which,
KG, we've got 9
Aside
minutes to
from
settle
one,
out.
the leg
Let's get some heat into these brakes.
hasn't been horrible. At least this time I avoided like the one that like lasted like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Or like the one in the Goiânia race where like the game just died. Like,
Yeah. Thankfully, haven't had those issues here. Slightly rode the wall a little bit.
Sometimes when you're like right next to that, the other side of like where the pit is, you see like the there's a car there thing show up.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that a few times. Kind of funny.
Just done a 127.00. The leader has just done a 124.82.
Wow. You're just going right for it.
That was first lap into the 24.
P3.
That's scary.
Oh god. Yeah, when I just shut up and try and focus on soft tires at the very beginning, apparently I can just go for it.
Yeah, that's good.
But I think it's only because I'm kind of warmed up from the race before.
You're 10
Well,
minutes
yeah,
to
that
one.
definitely helps, I'm sure.
Time set to 2.
This lap should be
Sector 2 is
good enough for
0.30 off the
second.
pace.
Assuming I
Fastest
don't...
lap for
Night Arrows.
124.60.
Well, congrats on the record.
My God.
P2. Sector 3 is 0.30 off the
terrifying,
pace.
'cause I actually
Okay,
lost
KG, 5 minutes to
about
go.
2/10 of
5
a
minutes
second
left.
in
Brake
sector
temperatures
2.
are okay.
Well, maybe since I caught this guy, I'm gonna slow down a bit and basically throw this lap away. And reset for the next lap.
I'm actually going to throw this lap away as well. I'm catching up to someone and this is already a slow lap.
You've used half your fuel. Sector 2 is 2.9 seconds off the pace.
Alright, that should be enough.
Sector 3 is 0.7 off the pace.
Ah, binned it. I've got damage, I'm not going to set another lap.
Were you on the track for a faster one?
First sector
Sector 1
was
is 0.26 off the pace.
slower, so yeah, I could have easily beaten my lap there. That's alright. I'll settle for a 2.4596.
I mean, that's pretty damn good.
Yep.
Sector 2 time is good.
It's funny watching you, considering you're driving the livery that I usually use.
What's that?
It's funny watching you because you're driving the livery that I usually use.
Oh.
On your right, clear right.
What can I say? I like light blue.
Good lap. That's your best in the session.
That's fine because I
2/10
like
off the pace in
the
sector
dark
3.
blue one that I've got now.
Just 2 minutes left. 2 minutes to go.
Ooh.
You're a 10th off in sector 1.
Ooh.
Hey, careful.
Gonna kill that one.
One thing I noticed is the corner before that, you didn't quite go all the way wide, so I think you can carry a bit more speed for the corner before that.
Sector 2 is 0.9 off the
okay.
pace. We're running on fumes, mate.
Because
right
I always
around
end up pretty much
fumes.
going right against the wall.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, whether you'll actually get another lap in. Probably not, but we'll see.
I'll try it. .6 liters. I'm not gonna make it.
No. But you should manage to get to that corner as a test at least. So yeah, the corner after this one.
Sector 1 is 0.45 off the pace. 2 litres remaining.
Pretty much managed to go, yeah, all the way out there. And then that will, if you can get like a good speed doing that, then that will pretty much give you a faster pace than the AIs down that straight.
Oh! Alright. Well,
And then that corner, I would say best braking zone is about 250.
Some serious suspension
that's
damage
kind of
there.
what I have
300
been
if you
doing,
wanna be
so,
safe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
250 is
been
good
playing it safe
for
there, but
speed. Yeah, 250 is good for speed. 300 is good for just random.
yeah. Well, it's interesting. That time I was better in Sector 2.
Nice.
But I also set a 124.
We do have. Yeah, multiplayer doesn't have the. Obviously, the system to prevent duplicate liveries.
Oh. Whatever. Oh, I guess it picks whatever one that we had or something.
Well, yeah, because these are one of the
Wellington.
cars where the names on the windows. So, for example, on your car it says T. Ribery. They're the names of the AIs. So if you look through the AI list, you'll see T. Ribery.
Yeah. Thiago Ribery. Wellington Justino.
Wellington Justino is the same livery as mine. So.
Lucas
Let's see on
Finger.
Elfinger is actually my teammate because he's in the red version of my livery.
Oh, neat.
Cool.
Sweet. Alright, well. Can be happy with that lap.
Yeah.
If anything, I've at least proven that I can at least start second, probably.
Yeah. I'm happy with getting a freaking
Into
world
30
record lap.
laps.
Yeah, you should be.
God damn.
Alright, load up that.
I love how, because of
Hard.
how hard I was pushing in that qualifying session, it says my 88 liters will only get me 28 laps.
Heh.
So yeah, gonna have to do some fuel saving here to get to 30.
Yeah.
I mean, the key is to push early on to try and, like, until things settle down, and then just try and hold position pretty much until the rest of the race. And if you can save enough fuel
Okay, KG,
that
get
you've
ready.
got some left over at the end, then
Floor
you
8.
can try and sort of push at the end as well.
Yeah. Oh god. Alright, that time was a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Whoop.
And yeah, there's some places like through there. Most of the time, in like going into the roundabout, I will just stay into second gear and then down into first through the roundabout. But if you change into third gear, so you don't let the car redline, then obviously yeah, that'll save a little bit of fuel.
Oh, sure. Yeah, fuel save for me will be interesting, but
And then just changing down gears a bit later so that you're not blipping the throttle or blipping the blipping it as much on downshifts is also generally a good way of doing it.
sure. Okay, well, with a smaller field and with that, I got off to a much nicer start.
Nice.
So I was worried because that one CPU was like
Yeah, he was aggressive.
being aggressive, but
Pachenki, I think.
I guess with less cars, more space.
He was the Lopez of this race.
Mm-hmm.
I think now we've got enough of a gap on the AIs that I'll sort of start pulling it back a little bit and being a little bit more cautious on fuel. And yeah, like here, a lot of the time you'll pretty much just be redlining 4th gear as you reach the end, but if he's trying to save fuel, changing up to 5th gear is like a little bit early is also a smart idea.
The leader has just done a 127.08. That lap was a 126.47. You need to find a 10th in sector 3.
I guess this will also be a good test of, like, will less cars result in no lag spikes or fewer lag spikes?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I was getting a lag spike even on, like, lap... Whoop!
It's fine. 1%
On your
damage on the
left.
front.
Hold your line.
You can survive
Clear
that.
left.
Well done, KG. Great move. Keep it up.
On your left.
Whoop, whoop,
Clear
whoop.
left.
Trying to give you room without spinning my car out.
Whoop!
On your left.
I'm kind of glad you
Still there.
pretty much dashed to the inside there because I had
Hold your
a
line.
much better run.
Hold your line. Clear left.
You've got cold front tyres.
Oh yeah, 3rd gear through that corner also is nice for saving.
3rd gear through that one? Okay.
Yeah. Because the car still keeps decent speed in 3rd gear, and I can still beat the AIs with 3rd gear through that corner.
Alright, that's fair.
The guy behind has just done a 126.69.
Car right. Clear
Whoop.
right.
Oh!
Left side.
Oh!
Clear
Cut
left.
back. Oh my god. Oh, a little bit too
Car
much
left. Still there.
Oh god, we brought the,
speed.
Clear
CPU.
left.
Pachenkis into the battle. Yeah, we've been sort of being cautious and fighting each other at the same time. That's really brought us back to the field.
Yeah, but, you know, it's honestly good experience for me.
It is.
And for you
And-
too, but, like, especially for me.
Yeah.
Car right.
Like, being able to try and defend.
Still there.
Oh no!
Clear right.
And that's where the CPU is like, nah. Although no damage apparently on that.
Oh, that's
The next
nice.
car is
Pachenki.
Hopefully I gave you enough room, or...
Oh yeah, you weren't near me there, so.
And I suppose you were, like, expecting me to
Yeah.
overcut so you all... Or to do, like, to make a move so you also kind of were prepared for it.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Yeah, don't worry
scrap.
too much. Yeah, don't worry too much about, like,
P3.
being careful of, like, overdoing it around me, because I'll still sort of be cautious of trying to just predict where you're going anyway.
Alright, I suppose, yeah. You did a good job predicting that time, so...
Yeah. Oh my god.
This
Yeah,
guy
this is where
uh,
it gets. This is where it gets interesting because I have to hold this guy off
Pachenki.
in front is now
30
1.0.
laps, and he will get past me a few times. And then it's just a matter of taking advantage of the parts of the track where I'm faster, like here.
Sure. Also, in all fairness, in a 150 some lap race, I probably wouldn't battle you as hard just because I know it's a long race and it's like, let's get the gap, get as much of a gap as we can to not bring the field. Whereas here it's like, I may as well practice.
Fuel saving, which is something that we'll mainly be doing towards the end of the race. We don't have to worry about this at the beginning. And by that point, the field's going to be a lot more spread out anyway.
Yeah, that's fair too.
Come on, get the side draft.
Meanwhile, I'm just trying to get the draft. It's working, but I'm not gonna.
I was just watching the
All right.
location thing or whatever on the top, telling me how close I am, and it's like me and him are basically touching throughout the entire straight.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I mean, this is fun. This is why. This is a fun part of racing.
Yeah. I do like trying to do this sort of challenge of fuel saving just because, yeah, it brings the AIs into it.
Ooh.
So inside there, but I get the better run here, so I don't mind.
Light it.
He's gaining on you. The gap is now 0.28.
Well, I get a better run initially, but because I'm short shifting, he can get a better run in the back half of the straight.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I might try and.
Far left. Hold your line.
Because all the time I'm not really letting it,
Clear
like,
left.
the lights on the dash
That's the stuff.
the red light. I'm sort of changing it 1 or 2.
Nice one, KJ.
before
You're looking really good. Come on, keep your focus. P2. That was
And short shifting by,
128.25.
almost 1,000. Well, not quite 1,000, but like probably half 1,500 RPM early.
Well, and I got back around him in my favorite
Nice.
passing zone. Though I have, like,
How's my
I'd say.
feel? Okay. I'm.
How's my
in the,
fuel?
I'm in
We
the-
estimate 24 laps of fuel left, 2.8 litres per lap.
I got 24, so I'm gonna just make
Yeah,
it at
so
this
we
rate.
We've both got 24 laps left, which should give us 1 extra lap over the lap count. So I think continuing at our current pace is a good idea for now. And then we'll
Sure.
just see how much we have in the tank at the end. Because if we have a lap to spare, like right at the end, then yeah, we can go for faster laps then.
Whoop.
Oop.
Scared you
Paying too
there.
much attention to you. Yeah, I was just paying too much
Hold your
attention to
line.
you.
Clear left.
It's alright, I'll
Good pass. Nice
take
front.
the lead for a bit.
You're now in the lead. That lap was at 127.28.
Especially with my
survived
short shifting off of
Another
there,
lag
I,
spike.
Very much just kind of let you go.
Left side. Hold your line. Clear
I was
left.
heavy on the brakes there to try and not push you off.
Yeah, I tried to go a little wide, and I don't think we actually touched. So
We didn't. We've
been
was
racing
definitely
well
coming
in that
into that.
corner.
I was definitely coming into that corner a little bit faster than I intended to.
That's fair, yeah.
Okay, come on, grip in the rear end. Yeah, this has been a slow lap from me. I've kind of just been, while sitting behind you, I guess it's harder to see braking markers, and I've just kind of been fighting grip a little bit.
That's fair, yeah. I tried to do third gear in that corner. It didn't work out super well. but I probably didn't take the best line through it either.
Okay, KG, hold your nerve, just keep it smooth, no mistakes.
Where I was taken out of the pattern. I should be able to settle back in now. Just suddenly dust in my face.
Yeah, I saw that with you earlier in the race. On like the first lap. Just a little kiss.
Yeah. Man, it is really hard to actually try and catch a player when I'm doing fuel saving. Yeah, it's so much easier to catch.
Yeah. Whoop.
Ooh. Oh, sorry if I hit you.
Yeah, all good.
Damn it. Yeah, I pulled out kind of like the last second. But
There's some minor suspension damage.
Too late on the server end. That was my fault. Sorry.
New fastest
All
lap
good.
for
Nitaros.
126.29.
Luckily, it was right at the I didn't really get a ton of damage, so like it was at the right part where I at least was able to go into the runoff.
That's last.
How's my fuel? How's my fuel? Alright. Still good.
How's my fuel?
Should be about 20 laps of fuel remaining. 3 litres per lap. Fuel will be tight. We think you'll get to the end, but we're not sure. Your tyres are cold,
It
watch
says
out.
20 laps remaining, so I'll be kind of tight.
Yeah, I've still got 21 on mine, so I'm still safe. I was kind of expecting mine to have gone down a little bit, considering I was starting to push a little bit harder to
Yeah,
get
so
past you.
Coelho ahead is now 8.2.
Yeah.
Because I think when I pulled out to try and pass you there, I was still probably half a meter behind on my screen.
Ah,
So, yeah.
that's all good.
Which, in hindsight, yeah, half a meter, I kind of am aware that's a little bit too close for server lag.
Ah, fair enough. It's all good.
But it's also the fact that I wasn't quite expecting to have so much more speed than you into that corner, so I had to react last second.
It was a nice scrap while it lasted.
Yeah.
That's always what I like worry about though. Is like I don't want to like accidentally like go in too hard. Like, you know, in the turn one thing, I didn't want to like wash up and like basically just wall you.
Yeah. I think, yeah, it's like around half a meter or a little bit less than half a meter is pretty much the gap that server lag needs.
How many
so I think
seconds
once-
is that? Or if that's even quantifiable in seconds?
That's not. I mean, the timer will probably pretty much say 0.0.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Okay. Well, I guess in that sense, I'm like, if I'm like not really alongside of you, that's when I would like back out early. Whereas if
Yeah.
I was alongside, then I guess I would probably expect
Yeah.
you to
Again,
go wide.
It was just kind of a matter of like, I obviously braked a lot later than you, so I had more speed than I expected.
Well, that's the other thing too that I worry about, like when I'm in front of somebody, is like, am I braking too early, or like they gonna not?
To be fair, I mean, I was going for a dive. I was absolutely going for a dive.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fair.
But yeah, it was just too.
But that is like something that I
too
worry
late.
about just in general of like normal racing. Like, let's say the
Yeah.
person's like not going to push the issue because like in that sense, you know, it's lap 10 out of
Yeah.
158. I don't really think you'd push the issue unless like you had like a draft run. So it's like, am I braking too early and it's messing up his normal thing, or he's not expecting it? But yeah, all good. Server lag, yeah. Like even in iRacing, that's a thing. Like netcode
Yeah.
incidents are
Yeah. And I think
gonna happen.
it's not as bad when you're side by side. It's more like bumper to bumper.
Following
accidents
somebody,
that will-
yeah.
Yeah, that's when it gets a little bit awkward. Because side by side, like, there's less problem with where you are in comparison. So there's less that can go wrong.
Right, you already know the guy is there, so it's like, well, yeah, you're not
Gap
gonna.
to Coelho. Ahead is now.
If you're on the
When you're side by
outside,
side,
you're
when
not
side by
gonna
side,
like.
I reckon you can
yeah.
probably go like a few centimeters apart, no problem, maybe even millimeters. But like, yeah, it's just a matter of when you're following someone, you got to be careful. There's probably about half a meter of distance where if you go into that half a meter space, you're probably going to hit them on their screen.
Yeah. But it's all good.
So that's probably like a foot or a bit over a foot or something.
Still good practice overall.
Yeah. Still got these two AIs just latched onto my tail.
How's my fuel?
We estimate 70 laps remaining on this tank. 2.9 litres per lap.
17
That was
laps.
at 128.49.
Okay.
Oh shit. That was weird. The that time the VR like auto recentered itself or something.
Interesting.
Luckily I have it set, so I was able to like set
Yeah.
it back to what I was used to, but like I've never had that happen.
Yeah, that's weird.
Also, I did have one minor lag spike like shortly after I took the lead, but it's been better, I'd say.
That's good.
Also, I wonder if like the lag spikes are even really going to be like fixable with like better RAM and stuff, because it's probably just network shit.
Could be, because I mean, it does still happen in single player though, but
I did
I don't know
notice
if it's
it.
just
Well, it wasn't
Yeah.
anything like extended. It was more of like a random frame drop more than anything.
yeah, it's not like an extended. The extended freezes are definitely to the network, but
Because like when I did the
like,
75 lap,
random freezes do occasionally happen in single player. Maybe not as common as in multiplayer, but
yeah, I wouldn't say that I froze in single player. Like on the first caution, rounding the like penultimate corner, I definitely
That lap
noticed
was
like
at
a small thing.
127.02.
But other than that, the only times I noticed was the pit when cars went into the pits, which is just a
right.
weird quirk of this game too.
Yeah.
The pit lane entry.
Yeah, generally I feel like even if you have a huge high performance computer, you'll probably still get the occasional freeze just because it's somehow, for some reason, something in the game is causing it. It's
Well,
not
yeah, that's the
necessarily-
thing. Is like you can have the best computer in the world, but if the game is not, you know,
Yeah,
fully
the game
optimized.
is causing it, like, something intentionally, not intentionally, but like something in the code is forcing it to freeze, then you can't fix that unless the actual devs fix it.
And again, like, server shit's just gonna happen. Like, that's just normal.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, iRacing, I think, kind of mitigates it because they have, like, obviously just dedicated servers that everybody just connects into, and it's not like somebody
Yeah, if we had a dedicated
is
server, it'd
hosting.
probably be a little bit better.
Yeah. But I understand they can't, probably afford that as much, so...
No. Yeah, no, I think dedicated server thing, that would be down to us to organise.
I mean, I guess, I don't
Okay,
know.
KG, we're halfway through. We think about 15 laps of fuel left.
If it's something to investigate at some point, like, if it is
Well,
like
yeah,
a
again, like-
possibility, I guess.
It
But-
just depends on how much this sort of series grows, I guess.
Sure. Or
One
again,
day,
like,
if it comes to it, then maybe we can do something like that.
yeah, or I'm just like, I'm tired of like this random ass lag spike. I'm gonna do an experiment and see if this helps at all.
Yeah.
But like you said, I didn't get a chance to watch the Jimmy video yet, although I really should. But if like even he had it, like if anybody's gonna have like a sim perfect rig,
Yeah,
it's gonna
like,
be him.
I personally wasn't really noticing it watching it, but he made a comment about it, so
Gap
I
to
guess
Coelho.
they might have
Ahead
been
is now 6.0.
a little bit smaller freezes than what we usually get, I guess.
Sure, but he
they
wouldn't
were so
mention it
bad.
if it wasn't like
Yeah.
affecting him in some way.
Yeah. To be fair though, he was also running like max graphics. I am not running max graphics pure. Like I can run the game max graphics. I used to run the game at max graphics, but
True.
OBS can't run the game at max graphics.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess I could even look at that too and just see if that helps, because I did have to kind of turn down iRacing. I haven't had a chance to really test it yet, but I had to whoa that back a bit. And like, it still looks good. It's just, well, okay, I had to like turn crowd off and I turned certain other things off, but
Yeah, and it's really funny though, because I had the problems of it freezing up or getting lag on OBS when I was streaming, but not necessarily when I was recording, which is funny because I record at a significantly higher bitrate, which uses more CPU and more like just general performance to try and do.
sure.
Like I stream at about 5,000 kbps or whatever, kbs. Whereas I record at about 25,000 kbs, I think, or 20,000 kbs. So there's like 20k, 15k difference between my recording and streaming bit rates, and yet recording somehow performs better.
That's weird, but eh.
Yeah, I probably partly put it down to just some of the other stuff, because obviously when I'm streaming, it's trying to process all my background assets and my webcam and everything.
Sure. I mean, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, so I would put it down to it trying to render extra assets on the stream.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
And just, I mean, to be fair, there's probably also just something either wrong in my settings or in the computer, because I get frame drops on OBS even in like Final Fantasy 15 or Neptunia. And it's like, Neptunia is, that should not be lagging.
You would think.
Like, that is not very good graphics, and most of it is just visual novel.
That's a new fastest lap for
Night arrows.
126.
How am I getting
2-2.
frame drops?
Yeah.
But yeah. It's like, I would understand if I was doing Mega Dimension Neptunia V2, because I get frame drops just playing that, let alone trying to stream it.
But,
Sure, but at that point, that's probably just the game.
yeah, I mean, that's a massive game.
Yeah.
Mega Dimension, I understand, because that is a big
You've
game.
just done
Yeah, it's not the best
126,
graphics, but it's better
126.
graphics than the Neptunia game that I'm playing now.
Hmm.
And, I mean, I
Oh,
can
shit.
give Neptunia games a pass because they are PlayStation games. And, yeah, it's like... They're ported to PC, but I think Idea Factory and Compile Heart's strong points are
Clear left.
PlayStation, so...
Yeah. I totally, like, had a brain fart and was like, 300, oh shit.
I've done that so many times.
Thank God for the runoff. How's my fuel?
We estimate 11 laps of fuel remaining. 2.9 litres per lap. Fuel looks tight. You might make it to the end.
Fuel looks tight. You might make it to the end.
How's my fuel? Yeah, I'm still 1 lap clear, so I'm still good. Bloody hell, late or light, whatever your frickin' name is. You are really pushing my rear bumper here. Just every time I go through a slow corner, just my entire rear view mirror is green.
E. Sounds
Come
rough.
on. He's not impacting me though. He's not hitting me, so that's good.
That's good.
But if I go too slow through one of these corners, he probably will because I am not giving him space.
Yeah, I mean, that got me in trouble a couple times, so, like, I guess be
Maybe-
careful on that.
Better on my end because I don't have server lag, but yeah.
Sure.
So he knows where I am. The other thing that you can tell on fuel saving is because my best lap is only a 126.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I can usually get to about 125 on average. Or like, a lot of my laps, most of my laps have been sort of low to high 126.
Light it.
Is now in the
and a few
lead.
127s. If I'm really pushing, then I will pretty much, or yeah, if I'm like really just going at full pace, I'll pretty much never hit the 127s. So
Hmm.
it'll usually be like low 26s, high 25s, or mid 25s.
Your lap times are
Yeah, that
improving.
makes
This
sense.
is exactly what we need.
I see you did give up the lead.
For a moment.
Whoop. That was
Gap to Coelho ahead is now
Whoop.
14 seconds.
going on 2 wheels.
Oh, that, yeah, that curb is brutal.
It's kind of fun when you can hold on to it, but
When you could hold on to it. It's not fast though.
no.
It definitely feels like the car's about to flip over when you do it.
Sure it could with the right force and all of that.
Yeah. Especially with a different car with a higher center of gravity. Like, I don't know, maybe the Lancers could probably flip on there if you're not careful. Because I think they're a bit taller.
Sure.
And I think they're higher off the ground as well. Imagine when they add the rallycross cars, they'll probably be pretty easy to flip on a curb like that. Because those things will be raised off the ground with rally suspension.
True.
Oh yeah, I saw someone in the crowd here just like waving a flag just on the other side of the fence, and it reminded me of another thing from Grid.
Alright, KJ, you've just cut the track.
They have the walls, but they don't have the fences, so a lot of the crowd are kind of hanging over the walls.
Oh,
And
wow.
It's like, I'm going right up against some of these walls. I am taking your arms off.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, I have noticed the guy with the flag. How's my fuel?
Should be about 8 laps of fuel left, 2.9 litres per lap. We should have enough fuel to get to the end, but it'll be tight.
8 laps, so I should be fine.
You should be good.
See a minor wet on your left rear.
Yeah, you'll probably like just make it. I'd say keep an eye on your fuel on the final lap, and if it's because from what I'm hearing from your crew chief, you're using about 2.9 per lap, roughly.
Roughly. It's gone between 2.8 to 3, so yeah, but it's mostly been 2.9 of late.
Yeah, I'd say if you've got 3 or less on that final lap, just back it off. 'Cause if you're already in 24th, there's no point running out of fuel. And yeah, it's just as long as you have 3 liters for that final lap, it should be fine.
We'll run out right when you get to the line.
Yeah, because 3 liters is pretty much the amount you'll use on average when you're pushing for normal pace.
Right.
So if you can have 3 liters, then you can pretty much do 1 full pace lap. Though of course I'd still recommend not necessarily doing full pace, but you know.
Right, I get what you mean, yeah.
It basically means you'll make it if you have 3
The gap
liters.
to Coelho in front is now 19 seconds. Your left side tyres are carrying minor wear.
On 26.3.
Yeah, like even now I have 18.1 liters as I cross with 6 to go, so...
Yeah.
New fastest lap for
Nitaros.
125.12.
I may or may not have decided to go for a lap where I went full pace.
That's fair, I mean... You should be able to afford one of those.
Yeah, managed to do what was that, a 125.12. How's my fuel? Oh yeah, I'll be fine. 5 laps to go, I'm on that 26. Okay. Yeah, I think that one full lap definitely used up what spare fuel I had, so now I've probably got like half a lap
Sectors 1 and 3 are 0.6 off the
or
pace. Sector 2
maybe
is
3/4 at
0.5
most.
off the pace.
Over the lap count. But yeah. I can probably afford one more flying lap for the final lap. Let's just see what my fuel's like then.
Okay, KG, you're reeling. Go low. In. The gap is now 60
I do love how that
seconds.
one fast lap meant I gained like 3 seconds or so over second place. So
Yeah.
I no longer have to deal with him.
That's good. Honestly, that was worth the
Yeah, definitely.
lap.
This seems to be backing off, so I wonder if the AIs are now struggling with fuel and having to back off their pace.
I can see that. I mean, they gotta try just like anybody else.
Yeah.
Unless they're cheaters. Though he's in a battle with
Got about 4 laps of fuel left.
Yeah.
Pachinki
Light
or
and-
whatever.
Light and Pachinki have been battling pretty much the whole time, so they're probably slowing each other up now.
Is anybody gonna be able to do a cooldown lap?
That is a good question.
Probably not.
Considering I plan on doing flying laps for my last...
You've got cold front tyres.
I can manage. I don't think I will be able to manage a cooldown lap.
I mean, I'm set to run out the minute I cross the line, so...
Yeah.
How's my fuel?
We think about 3 laps remaining on this tank. 2.9 litres per lap.
Yeah. And I can see on the back straight I'm 10 point... whatever. By the time I cross the line, I'll be like 9-ish. Probably 9.1, 9.2.
10.2, 10 liters. As I just come onto the back straight now. 9.9, 9.8.
Yeah, you've been doing a little better job of it than me, but I'll still make it.
We estimate 3 laps of fuel left. Your lap time was 127.43.
Except the lag spike took out my
Seeing
suspension
a
a
little bit
bit.
of bodywork damage there.
Uh-oh.
It's fine, I'll make it. If anything, it might make the fuel save easier, I don't know.
It could be, yeah. As long as you don't pull a Jamie Whincup at Bathurst and run out with like a third of the lap to go.
It's fine.
I should show you that video after this, because there's a not necessarily the supercars one, but was it Josh Revel did a cool video on that race.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
The gap to Coelho in front is now 14 seconds.
Alright, I think I have enough fuel to
2
push
laps
it now.
remaining. Only 2 more laps of fuel.
I have 6.5 liters and I've just come off the back straight. So I've got a little bit over a lap to go. So I reckon I actually might be able to do a full cooldown lap.
Not that I'll manage to because of how multiplayer works, but I think I could do a full cooldown that pretty easily. 5.8 liters across the line for the final lap,
Oh wow!
and
yeah.
I only need 3. Let's go!
Meanwhile, I got 5.3 right now.
Oh no.
I'll still make it, but it will definitely be a. You'll run out of fumes.
We're seeing minor wear all around.
Now that I'm pushing, the car is a real handful through the corners.
Yeah, I can
For
imagine.
for most of these corners, I am turning left to go right. I am pulling a Lightning McQueen through most of these corners.
All right, I'm on my final lap, and I got 3.5.
Last lap. You've only got enough fuel for this lap. Your lap time was at 128.63.
No problem. Yeah, race over, and that is 2.8 liters. So yeah, I used exactly 3 liters across that flying lap,
Nice.
which was 125.646. Definitely probably torched my tires on that final lap though.
You know, they'll live.
I was sideways through most of those corners. Nice. There we go. Cool.
Ugh. Nice.
If we hadn't had that lag moment, you probably would have managed to easily finish near me there.
Probably, yeah. Depends on when my own leg spikes happened, but still.
Yeah. Oh well.
Oh, well, it was a good experience. I mean, we got some familiarity with how moves can be made and
Yeah.
how each other are gonna react. So I'd say that's a win.
I would say so.
And I mean also to, like, you know, in a 30-lap sprint where, you know, it's practicing fuel save, but also kind of practicing, like, you know, might as well practice what it's like to be in the thick of battle. If it's, you know, lap 10 out of 158, I probably don't go for some of those turn 1 moves, and you probably don't go for that other move, so.
Yeah.
All good.
Yeah. I'll definitely be a little bit more cautious in the main race, aside from obviously the final stretch. But yeah.
Yeah, and especially because, like, if we can get that, at least to prove that, like, you know, maybe with the smaller field, it won't be as dive bomby by the CPUs on the opening lap. There'll be less congestion, having 8 less cars vying for a very small corner. And yeah, I mean, we were able to get away. We started battling, and it's like, well, that brought him back, but you were also doing, like, fuel save and stuff, so. You know, the first stint, if we can kind of get away,
Yeah.
I feel like we'll be in goods. Then it'll just be, like, managing pace and managing, like, Well, I sure hope I don't get screwed by the leg.
Yeah,
And then,
yeah.
That's what it'll just kind of come down to. But
Mm-hmm.
well, on that note for the stream, I'm going to end it here. Thanks to everybody who watched, and please check out the full Long Beach Utes 500 Saturday evening. It'll be 7 p.m. Central Time. I'll have a
10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Nice. And yeah, any other time zone, I'll have the video reservation up soon, so that'll help.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll do it for now. So have a good one, everybody.